This is Sunday. This is Sunday. We're gonna do a chat, little chat. I'm basically gonna talk about the PSVR2 hype stuff. That's my show today. It's I don't know if people are gonna want to jump in, and if you want to, I better throw up a link to this thing. Where is that? Hey, Space, what's up? Is that it? That's the one. All right, this is what we're gonna do. There we go. There we go. Wow, that like fit perfectly. So I think that link still works. Let's see. Does that work? I think it still throws an invite. This is if people want to talk to me. Hang on, let me unmute myself. Perfect. Wait. Why isn't... Hey, Dan! Hey, Dan! Dan, Diddy, Dilly, Deborah? Welcome to all of you. Oh, yeah. No, but seriously, if... This is the thing. I don't know. Like, I can't breathe. I don't feel like I can breathe. I've been setting up my space. I'm like... primed and ready, and oh, I gotta show you something. Hold on. I gotta show you something. It's fun. I was playing with stuff. And I was like, ooh, maybe I could come up with like an interesting way to use. I've been trying to use this binaural mic for a while, and I'm like, oh. I could do this. You see this thing? Mr. Fluffy. It's a binaural mic. It's weird. It's the H3 VR that you want in your life. Oh, maybe I could do this right now. I'll be fucking sick. Let's do it. Feck it. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I just need a cable. I need an extension cable, and we can do this. I have an extension cable. Now I just need it cabled with the... I think I have that too. Okay, hold on. We're going to do it. We'll figure this out. I think I have it here somewhere. It should work. And I'll just undo that guy. And this should work. I would think. I have the right cable. I come along here. I just need to present it to the computer.
It won't work.
Whoa, fuck! Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus, you're loud. Fuck, Buck. Jesus. I've never been jump scared by fucking Discord. Oh, man. Oh, fuck. I forgot I was in here in the 10 seconds it took you to come here. That was a literal jump scare. That's stupid. I feel small. How you been?
You're welcome. Yeah, all right.
Fuck. Oh, dude.
What's going on with this? Hang on, my Discord's playing up.
It'll be worse in a minute, I promise. Once I get this little furry thing going. Alright, let's see. Let me get this going. It's like
Probably.
It's weird. I'm gonna have to figure out... Let's see, that should work. I hope it doesn't just
I can't hear you on Discord. That's the weird thing.
You can't hear me? You should definitely be able to hear me. Hold on. I was just talking to Arcanian.
No, I can't hear you. I can hear you on your stream, but I can't hear you on your thing. No, I don't think it's your end. I think it's my end.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't say it was my end. 100% it's you. It's definitely Buck. It's always Buck. Actually, it's almost always me, but we'll pretend it was mostly me.
Bonjour.
Hey, Adam.
How are you? I'm good.
Yeah. Good. We're just getting set up. Get the old audio and all that working. Oh my god. Adam, are you subscribing to this whole PSVR2 thing, or are you just kicking back with your planes?
I'm chilling with my planes.
Good. You know what? Today was supposed to be a an X-Plane thing, but I got totally overwhelmed by it. I was like, fuck, it's 100 gig. And then I was trying to get the stick working and stuff, and I'm like, oh god, this is way more involved than I was anticipating. So I said I'll do that another time. But needs a bit of prep work.
Yeah, definitely.
How long did it take you to get it set up?
Well, if you just want new basic stuff, literally it's just a download and turn it on. It's just adding plugins and other aircraft that you want.
Yeah,
it really depends how you want to set it up.
I saw a bunch of like free scenery for different geographies. Is that is that automatically installed? Or do you have to kind of go and download that stuff?
So it depends, because every airport is there. There's some that have been like handmade, like to look amazing.
Yeah.
And others are just like auto-gen off like map data. I mean, they're all good enough, but if you want like to have plugins that make things look beautiful, have like proper skylighting, and then you can buy or use freeware for other airports. But if you just want to fly into an airport and that's it, you don't need anything.
Got it. And we're talking about X-Plane 11 at the moment, which, Adam, you've got at least a year under your belt in that game, right?
2 or 3.
Is it really 3 years now? Really? Holy cow.
I mean, when I proper dived into flight simming, that was 2020.
Jesus Christ.
So
yeah.
It's getting up to 3.
Definitely 2 in a bit. And
back in the day, and there's a big gap between, but me and Spack used to be on FSX in like 2014 all the time.
Oh,
aha! We have fixed Discord. Sorry.
Excellent. He's back. The guy who... So you
He's
were
back?
That's so weird. We were having a conversation, Buck, for a time, and then you said you had issues hearing me. That whole time, were you just through the stream?
I was using your... Yeah. That's why I was like leaving a 5 or 6 second delay before I said anything.
Oh, I thought you were just like out of energy. It just felt like you were like one of those days where you're like, yeah, I'm tired. That's what it felt.
I mean, I'm always tired, but that's else things, isn't it?
Oh, man. All right, I'm going to try and get this thing going. I don't know if this makes sense to do now, but I'm going to try. With Mr. Furry here. I was so happy. Like, I engineered this stupid little thing. Okay, this has nothing to do with PlayStation for a second. But I engineered like 3 or 4 bits. Like a piece from my Rode mic stand. Then a piece from a desk mic, which does a conversion from, I think it's 3/4 inches to 1/4, something like that. And then there's a hand grip from the Yoctomo Lite that I have. And then there's this mic. And they fit in with like, it's like perfect tolerances. It's insane. So I don't know. I just so happy with my own little engineering there. But and then I have this like mic I could pick up and like use as like an interview mic. Basically, was the idea. But anyway, yeah, I can't breathe, guys. I can't breathe. Like PlayStation getting this close, it's fucking weird. I saw your comment, Buck, in Discord as well. But it's strange. Or Twitter, was it? No, it's Twitter.
No, it was in Twitter.
Yeah.
I am very much a person who believes hype is the enemy. And because we've all been bitten by shit before.
Yeah.
So while I am looking forward to getting the PSVR2, I think a lot of people's expectations need to be tempered.
But who?
Because it's
pretty
much everyone.
But you mean people who have headsets already? People who haven't ever had a headset before?
I think if you're going from PSVR 1 to PSVR 2, it's going to be revolutionary.
Yeah, it's like a 4x upgrade.
However,
wait.
Going...
In that wait. Stay on that one before you move to your next set of people. If you're a PSVR 1 convert and you're getting PSVR 2, I've got a question.
And haven't used anything else.
Yeah.
But the caveat here.
But if you're converting, what's the thing that's the downside? What's the drawback? What's the negative in that upgrade? Because there's oftentimes something that doesn't work. Like for example, Quest 1 to Quest 2, the headband, right? It was so much better on the first one. There were a bunch of positives.
It'll be no backward compatibility. That's what it'll be.
That's a very fair point. Yeah, that's a very because like you've got your library of stuff that you love and you just want to upgrade the experience, and you're like, hang on a second, why doesn't none of this shit work together?
Some games are getting free upgrades.
Yep.
Not many, but some. But I think it's understandable why they do it because it's a completely different tracking method. The hardware is completely different to what it was before. Obviously, it's going to take a fair bit of work to get it to work. I get that. Yeah,
Exactly.
don't get me wrong. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to my one turning up. I wouldn't have ordered one if I didn't want one. But I do think if you've had a high-end PC headset, it's not going to be as mind-blowing as it would be for someone who hasn't.
I'm going to take you on a tangent because I want to know how much have you played with the force feedback so far with your wheel in GT7, flat GT7?
I've only done it once, to be honest. I haven't tried anything else.
You're waiting for the headset to come before you do your fiddling.
I am waiting for the headset to come because, again, I struggled in driving games on flat screen.
Yeah.
I never used to race until I got VR. And that's your fault.
So you got me.
It is. It's your fault. And then you made me go and spend lots of money on cockpits and steering wheels. And
that was
things.
all your adult behavior. How dare you point that to me?
I know. I'm trying. It's called projection.
Oh man! And what have you like? Rattle it off. Like, what have you bought since you got into sim racing? You even have gloves. Do you have shoes? You don't have shoes, right?
No, I don't have shoes.
Yeah.
I have. Right. So I started with a G29, just like everyone does.
Yeah.
And then I upgraded the pedals.
Yeah.
So I bought some Fanatec pedals, which was like 3 times more than the wheel I had.
Not cheap.
Then I was very lucky
Not cheap.
because then I bought the cockpit. So I bought the cockpit so I can actually sit down and have it all in one thing, and that made a huge amount of difference. That was really good. Or did I buy the cockpit first? No, I got the cockpit first. Then I got the pedals. Then I bought a different seat for the cockpit.
Yeah.
Then I was lucky enough that Salsa upgraded to a direct drive, and he sold me his CSL Elite wheelbase that is PlayStation and PC compatible for a very good price. It would be silly to say no.
And is that
point.
Just because I haven't gone through that myself? I have a little trouble like tracking it. What are the main components you need? Is it just the base and then a wheel that slots onto it and you're done, or is there anything else? Like, you got shifter, right?
It depends. I do have a shifter. I still have a Logitech shifter, but I tend to use flappy paddles more myself. Most of the stuff that I actually drive is flappy paddles.
What about the software side? Do you need to use anything like a sim software? Or no?
No, it's Fanatec stuff. It has its own software that you can run. Okay. It is plug and play, but it's good to run their software as well, because you can set presets then, and different games you can set up to behave in different ways.
Right.
Which is useful because different games force feedback works in different ways with the wheels, so you want to stop clipping and stuff like that, and you can do that by using their own software. They have their own presets done that you can go, okay, that's the default that it does. There's even if you go to the Fanatec site, it will say set all these settings for that game, set all these settings for that game, and you go, okay, fine. And you can store them as well in the wheel, which is quite nice. So once you've done it, you don't actually have to open the software again. You can manage which preset you want to do through the wheel.
Oh, okay.
So that's quite nice.
Yeah.
Then I bought the esports wheel because I got heavily into the Formula One game, and driving a Formula One car with a round wheel felt very wrong for some reason.
Yeah.
So then I bought that, and then just recently I bought the Gran Turismo wheel because someone bought the Gran Turismo kit, didn't want the wheel that came with it, so I bought it off them.
Oh, all right. Well, that sounds good.
The thing you have to bear in mind with Fanatec stuff is not all of it is compatible with the PlayStation, so you have to it's the wheelbase that's compatible with the PlayStation, not the wheels. So you have to buy the wheelbase.
You have to buy the wheelbase?
You have to buy the wheelbase that is compatible with PlayStation. if you want to use it with PlayStation. There is a chip that sits inside it that is licensed.
Okay. And hey there, VV
You
from...
can
just from the-
buy an external box that you can plug in, and it fools other PlayStations that this other wheels will work. But I've not tried that. Mr. Hibbins has picked one of those up.
Sony is lovely for their proprietary software
Who
and
is?
hardware. Sony.
Oh yeah.
Every fucking generation.
Same with Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what you get when you get into the console market. Everything is built for that. You know,
Evening Clueless.
that's what happens.
I'm surprised.
One thing
that
I'm not going to
they-
miss. One thing I won't miss is the 500 cables I used to have to plug in to make the old one work.
But you're not... I mean, you only do that one time. The thing is, like, I still remember unboxing PSVR1
It
going
was a
like,
lot.
how does this go together? Especially the guillotine box. You know, that was like... It was like...
There was a lot of going in. There was, what was it?
so
There was
ridiculous.
2 HDMIs, 1 USB,
Oh, it's
and
crazy.
then the massive lead that came out. And they did 2 iterations of the headset as well, didn't they? Because one of them had halfway down the lead, it had where you plugged your headphones in, and then the other one had it on the headset itself.
Yes, they did.
Mine was on the headset. I got the
Yeah.
second version.
Hmm.
Oh, it's mad. It's fucking mad.
But no, like I say, I am looking forward to it, but I'm tempering my expectations. I try not to get hyped about anything, to be honest, because I don't think it's worth it.
But I don't like it's not an active. I take that back. It's totally
You've been like beaming like a schoolchild all over Twitter for the last month. Going, it's so amazing and everything's going to happen. It's the second coming of Christ. And it's like, no, it's not. It's a new headset. Calm the fuck down.
No, but dude, like this is literally the first headset that brings in. Other headsets have had spatial audio, right? And various developers have done either good or nothing with that. Very much like very much like the Index. What are they called? Controllers?
Audio solution. Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
The audio.
The index controllers.
What are they called again?
That's what they're called. The index controllers.
Fuck Valve. What are they really called? What was Knuckles? Thank you. Okay. So the Valve Knuckles, which is what I will always refer to them as, because generic name 107 doesn't work for me. But like the idea that you have the full hand tracking, right? So few games implemented that, and I feel like stereo, proper 360 spatial audio.
I don't believe it's full hand tracking on the PSVR2.
Oh, it's not. No. I'm making an analogy, a comparison here, Buck. So,
Oh, okay.
what you get on PlayStation from a hand tracking is like the same as Quest. It's 3-finger tracking. So it's not, it's just capacity
But it's
tracking.
capacitive as well, isn't it?
But what I was
It's
saying
not on
is,
the Quest.
Index, when it was coming, the promise for Index, for a lot of people who got excited for that, was, I'll have this full fidelity that we didn't have in previous headsets, and it was a selling point for a lot of people. And then whether or not the developers pick that up and actually develop it, because it's, again, a niche of a niche of a niche, it's like, high-end headset requires to be developed for that specific use case, and they just don't throw dev time against it as a result. That's the same thing I've seen with 3D spatial audio. But the reason the PSVR2 excites me so very much is people had said to me for, the last 2+ years that the DualSense controller and the triggers and all that were like fantastic from a haptic perspective. I'm huge into the feeling of a game, in addition to the visuals and the sound and stuff. So to have a headset coming out that does that for your face, does that for your hands, plus 3D spatial audio in an
still
OLED.
live on YouTube? I don't think you are.
Shrug?
I don't know. I've got Twitch running.
That's all that matters.
Okay.
It should be.
YouTube's running. The backup.
YouTube up? Yeah. I mean, we've got people chatting away, so I guess it's there.
Okay. Yeah, but we've done that before. You remember we had a massive chat and you'd hit record by accident.
Oopsies. Oh no, dude! I did it with E- Eric. Do you know him? He's in
Yeah, I
California.
love Eric. I've
Eric's
got an awful lot of time for Eric.
fantastic
I'd love
guy.
to meet the guy.
Same. And I've met him before, but we sat down just before Christmas and we did a whole, I don't know, 45 minutes or something back and forth about various eras in VR and stuff. And at the end of it, I was like, oh, fuck, my wrong mic was on. It was like, his audio is perfect and the conversation was great, but my audio was so garbage, it was unsalvageable. And I was like,
my favorite interaction with Eric was I tweeted out that I'd woken up on my couch, and he tweeted back, "You have woken up on your couch. There is a door to the left." And he did it like
it's strong, right?
It was done like a sort of text adventure, and other people were replying back like, I go through the door, and it's like Buck wonders what the hell you're doing in his lounge. And things like this. So it was really good. I was like, I like this. This is fun. It was actually one of the highlight of my week. That was, but yeah, it was really good.
I remember seeing
that.
Thread.
I've got all the time in the world for Eric.
He's a fun. The thing is, he's not scared of opinions. That's the thing about Eric. I like that.
I have no problem with that.
It's the same thing for you. No, but I mean, like he's pretty sensible in terms of what opinions he takes, but he also has no problem breaking from the pack and being like, no, I think B. You know, and I love that about someone.
It's like one thing I will say: the PlayStation VR2, with the exception of the Index, is the only headset that I've had where I've not had to buy something else to make it comfortable. So the first one, it was very comfortable. You couldn't buy anything that would make it feel better. It didn't need it. And I think we're going to get the same with this one. Yeah. The fact that it's lighter than the original surprises me.
How are you with the forehead thing? Like,
fine.
I'll tell you, for me, I had to learn about that because I do find Halo comfortable. I do generally find Halo comfortable. But if I leave my hair in the front under the pad, it's like sandpaper. It just goes left and right, like very subtly, and then I end up with like an irritated forehead.
Yeah.
So now I have to like pull it back, then put it straight on skin, and it's fine.
My haircut doesn't really do that. So
how does that work? You've got the whole mohawk thing. So like, does it come forward ever, or does it just go back?
No, I just spike it up and let it go. That's it, really.
There's no top strap, right, on the PSVR2? I can't even imagine it right now. There's no top strap, so it's just
a Halo.
Yeah,
Halo. So it's on your forehead and just onto the lower half of your rear of your head.
and you just compress it in. For those who just joined us or are just wondering what the fuck's going on, are you playing a game or what's going on? I'm not playing a game at the moment. Maybe I'll get fish hooked into playing one later. But we're just chatting on Discord. If you want to join the conversation, feel free. Discord.zimtalk5.com. I've got Buck and Adam in with me at the moment, and we're just having a chat. A little bit about PSVR2 hype. And I'm playing with Mr. Furry.
No hype.
Buck's not hyped. I don't. What is it with me? The podcast pisses me off, F Reality, because I'm surrounded by people who are like, yeah, and I'm like, I want to have a Christmas party. Excited, like just before Christmas. But yeah, I tend to find you're the same, Buck. You're the same. You're like, manage your expectations. Don't get too hyped about it. And then when it shows up and you're like super hyped, to be like,
hyped about anything. I try not to do it with games. Try not to do it with films. Try not to do it with headsets. And just it's not worth it.
But it's not about that.
Because we've had stuff in the past.
But it's the ride. It's the ride. It's like getting on a roller coaster.
But it's fine.
It feels great.
But at the same point, it's only been in the last real sort of week and a half that Sony have actually started to put some out, and they put out some different stuff that I was expecting. I really enjoyed the teardown videos that they did.
Yeah.
I thought they were really cool, and it was kind of like, I get this, because one of the things I was concerned about was the eye tracking, because I wear glasses. And it's kind of like, oh, is that going to be a problem?
Yeah, definitely.
After seeing the video, I was like, okay, I understand it a bit more and how it works, where it sends an infrared into the thing. But then I called Mike and had a good chat with Mike about it, because obviously he's got one now, and he's doing what he can do with stuff, and he'd used one previously as well. And to be honest, Mike was the one who got me more interested in it than anyone else, because he had used one before.
Oh yeah.
And because he was like, actually, he goes, I wish it was here now. It's really annoying, because the VR space itself has been quite quiet for the last few months.
Well, years.
And again, nothing is, well, I don't just mean headsets, I mean content as well.
years.
And it's like there hasn't been
Yes.
anything
There's not.
that's really excited me in the last sort of 6 months wise.
But but
Um,
I peg you as a get excited for software guy, and I'm totally excited for the possibilities this headset brings. Like the headset itself, and I get excited for hardware. And I know everyone's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, it's all just software. What you can do with it," but like you, when I spoke to Mike, offline, and he just was telling me what it was like and how it had ruined it for him and stuff. And the thing is, when I've worked closely with him for a couple of years, that emotion was enough for me, because I saw it with Quest 2 in the run up to Quest 2, and then how we spoke of that. It was exactly the same, again, schoolboy excitement of it's going to be fun again.
I've spoken to Mike. I've also spoken to GT offline as well, and he's the same. He's kind of like, he's really happy with it. He was very
So
shocked
why
and
aren't you
surprised that they
hyped?
actually
I
sent
don't
him
get
one.
it. Like, why wouldn't that get you? Wouldn't that, like?
Because it's just not me. It's just not what I do. It's not something. It's a new headset.
Does anything get you
Let's be
Christmas
honest,
Day excited?
It's not really.
Nothing.
I'm old and miserable. I guess that's what it is.
But you enjoy stuff in
It's
the
like
middle,
other thing
right?
is like it's
While you're playing a game
once
that
it's
you're
here-
enjoying, right? Then
Oh,
you're feeling it. But in advance,
yeah.
no. Okay.
in advance. I get very kind of like a pessimist is never disappointed.
Yeah.
But it's not that I'm pessimistic about it. It's just I'm kind of like, okay, it's a headset. It does these things. It's got these controllers. Great. I'm looking forward to what we can do with it. But again, it's like, it's the content that comes out. It's like I've ordered the Call of the Mountain bundle because it was like for the extra price. It's like, yeah, you might as well get that. That looks to be a graphical masterpiece. Not sure about anything else on it, but we'll see.
Yep.
And then
I'm gonna wait.
I've-
It's gonna surprise a lot of people, I think. But
you'll
I'm not.
be surprised with one thing. I actually bought in the sale Resident Evil Village.
I'm not.
Now,
I'm not surprised
I
at
don't
that.
do horror games.
But Resident Evil 8 is not as fearful as its predecessors, and it took a lot of flack for that. And while I'm disappointed, I've always appreciated the Resident Evil universe in VR. So like, I was just like you.
Well,
I bought it in the sale.
Again, another reason I
playing
bought
that.
it is because I'd played Resident Evil 4 VR, and I really enjoyed that.
That was an excellent conversion. I still kind of want to play that through. It's like, it's the one
I really enjoy it. I think
Quest
it's really good.
game that, yeah, the only thing that gets me is probably the ladders. The ladders in that game are a little bit like weird, but they did what they could with it. It's kind of like if they were to upscale GoldenEye or something. But it was quite good.
Yeah.
But so you bought
But
Resident Evil 8,
looking at the
GT7.
I bought Resident Evil 8.
Horizon.
I've got GT7. I already had GT7.
You put a fair amount of cash behind this
Horizon.
already. Any other games you bought?
No, I don't think so. Not
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah, there's not been much.
Because honestly, I would have bought Switchback if it was released.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Because
Well,
I
you were a Rush of
really
Blood fan,
enjoyed
right?
Rush of Blood.
Yeah,
I
loved
loved
it.
Rush of Blood.
I thought I would
thought
hate
Rush
it.
of Blood was so much fun.
That was the number one
I
game.
adored it.
Actually, out of the games that launched with PSVR1, because I bought it release day, and it's like, I loved Rush of Blood, and I thought I was gonna hate that game because I thought it was gonna be real cheap. But for some reason, it's like it's like a
great.
carnival ride. It's really, really just good fun,
Yeah.
and it's replayable.
It's a Ghost Train. It's
But the game
shoot with
that I
Ghost Train.
fucking hated, like I hated Diablo 3. Like was Drive Club. Drive Club was such a disappointment. It was like the floatiest balloon driver ever. It was so bad.
The only other thing that concerns me is they do say it will be using the asynchronous stuff to fill in frames to get it to 120 on some games, and I'm very sensitive to ghosting.
You are. You're a quality
I'm very
guy.
sensitive to that,
So
and I'm kind of like, well, it's, when you've got a PC that's the spec of mine, and you play on an index,
don't mind,
it's kind of like, no, I don't want that.
ladies and lads who are listening. This is just Buck unzipping and just showing you all this big feckin' member. That's all it is. All right, that's fine. Well, go on, Buck.
And
you still have a what?
you can see my OnlyFans
40.
later.
No, you have
it's
3090,
fine.
right? It's not 4090. It's
I do. I have a 3090 and a i9 processor, which is, it's fine. I was lucky enough to get 3090 in the time that I did.
It's just huge.
It's definitely more than fine.
I like that Matt Hatter's like, he certainly bought a lot of stuff.
Once you have it, you're just kind of like, it's fine.
Now, hang on, wait.
But then you see the 4090 stuff and you're like, Jesus. Like,
did you have to buy... So you have your Fanatec wheel, and that will operate with the PS5?
Yeah.
No problem?
Yep, already tested it.
And did you buy a wheel? Didn't you just get a new wheel? Or no?
Yeah, I bought the GT7. I bought the Gran Turismo wheel, didn't I?
How many wheels do you have now?
3.
Bloody hell. You octopus of a man. All right. You're turning it into John. John's a bad influence on you, man.
You can only use one at a time. No, John, yeah. Again, John's another person who has used the PlayStation VR2 before, to the point where if I was ever going to go and see him, I'd have to tell him I was turning up so he could hide all the stuff so I couldn't see it, because obviously he's developing for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think the main thing where they've missed the trick is making it PC compatible as well. I really think they should have looked at that.
Right.
I think they would have sold a lot more.
You mean if it would interoperate with a PC?
With Steam VR, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not going to, and I don't think it's ever going to.
I don't think they will.
It's never the
thing is, and you've worked for a Japanese company, the span of control is like a big thing as well for Sony. Like they want, to control everything in the bundle, right? I love the laughter there. That's damage that's shedding off of Buck, right? That's like damage to his soul.
They are very protective of their IP. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm even surprised that they let you put normal hard drives in a PlayStation. I'm surprised they don't make it by the Sony version. I
was very surprised at that. I remember having to get a new slot in.
Well, Xbox did that.
Xbox, yeah. Well, that's exactly like I remember my Xbox Drive dying, having to buy a new one, and going like, why can't this is just a PC? Why can't I just fucking slot in a drive? That just pissed me off.
No, not gonna have it. But that was back in the 360 days where Microsoft did some weird stuff in the. One of the things they did for the 360 is Microsoft mandated every single game had to have a demo. Every
single game had to. Well, they mandated some weird shit, like the fact that they were selling it with Kinect, right? Like, you remember the original bundle? It was a Force.
I'm talking about the 360. Yeah, but that was the.
That was the next one.
That was the Xbox One that had.
Yeah. I just set up my Kinect. I was just playing with it
because you could buy that was connected.
I was playing Dance Central.
You looking at using it for full body tracking, are you? No.
I just really enjoyed Kinect. I really enjoyed Kinect. I mean, just the simple games, but it was great. That's exactly it, right? So for me, and why am I here sitting where I am right now talking to you? It's because, like, I used to, game on a PC, and then I saw like a Nintendo Wii, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool new tech. And then I went to the next step. And the next step was probably Kinect after that. And then it was VR, basically, and just going through all the different VR headsets. But this excites me because it really feels like it's kind of a two-way street. I think one thing is that it's a fat headset. So I think it's going to be the last of the big fat headsets. And then the second thing is that it just brings those extras that I've been wanting at a quality level that I won't say need, but like that drives me, that fuels me.
I'm really looking forward. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how they use the haptic triggers to feel like actual firearms.
Ooh.
Because different weapons have different trigger pulls and stuff, and I'm looking to see how that's actually going to operate.
I wish there was a way that could do it, that you could have dynamic weight in a controller. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know how would you do that?
You'd have like some pulley system that sits on the floor that pulls your controller down every time you try and move it.
No, that sounds ridiculous. What if it was some kind of, I'm thinking of like this is clearly Zim over engineering now, but like a battery system where you have two
It's gonna
compartments.
have like helium balloons.
No. Nothing exterior. You have a controller that has like two compartments and like a battery. It mixes the liquids, and then the combined liquid, whatever it is, gets heavier. Is that possible, or am I like making mass equations break? I have a feeling that
What you're doing there is you're breaking what's known as physics, and, and
Hey,
physics
Rory.
don't do that. Although, yeah, no, that's not going to work, is it?
Oh God.
So nice try, but
Oh,
no,
man.
unfortunately.
Rory from Ireland was saying, I love the social crack on big screen, so the perfect VR life is PSVR2 for games and Quest for the chat. Or all in and trade the Quest in. I would hang on to your Quest because Quest 2 at the minute still has a fair bit of value.
I wouldn't get shot at that.
If yours is the thing to watch out for is going to be Quest 3 when it launches. I swear, if they make it look like Bane, like the fucking Bradley leaks, the headset is just doomed. I don't know. It looks ridiculous. I hope they just come out with a headset that just does a lot of the basics right. Maybe pancake lenses and just kind of sort stuff out, But
Meta seems to kind of miss the point on a lot of stuff recently.
A lot, yeah. I mean, like a crazy amount they miss. I mean, it's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I know they want to focus more on VR for business, which I don't think is ever.
They've been trying to do that since the last Connect, which was 3 years ago. They've been trying, and
what does that tell you?
I'm pretty sure they were trying to advertise business solutions with the original TV1, or show how it could be used. So
I still wanted to try to get this mic working.
No.
It's like the big screen headset that they've just released. It's like, yeah, that's really clever and it's really slick and it's really small, but it's such a niche of a niche of a niche of who's going to purchase that. Because once you've bought it, it only fits you. It doesn't fit anyone else. And it's like, one of the nicest things of having VR is being able to show it to people who have never used it before, and you can't do that with that headset.
Nope. Yep, that doesn't work.
It's like you know Tech, who races with us, yeah.
Yes. Oh, haven't heard the name in a while, but
Tech is very much no. But so he's very much VR is not there yet for racing, but he's genuinely excited to try Gran Turismo in the new headset after I showed him the specs.
I think that form factor though is really awesome. I think it's really, really cool. Like I really hope that's where we're going soon, because that's the form factor I'd like. Now, not necessarily not necessarily the like strap it to your head like a rubber band. But when we get lighter, I don't mind a cable. I really don't mind a cable. So like
the biggest
that's all I want.
Problem you have for VR is trying to convince someone to strap something to their face. That's basically the biggest thing that people don't want to do.
Was this on Reddit? Did you see a game trailer that may have accidentally leaked Quest 3? Can't remember what game, maybe The Cabin. Didn't see it, D1360, but I don't really mind. I'm not hyped for Quest 3. I'm just like, Quest 3 will be my or could be my daily driver. It could also be a headset that I skip. I really hope it's not, but if they feck it up, I just want it for comfort. That's the only thing. I just want it comfort and battery. That's it. It's just
See again, Index, most comfortable headset I've ever worn. So
yeah, I wouldn't touch that for the price though, personally.
Again, it is you get what you pay for at the end of the day. So I mean, I've got my I've Franken Quest, haven't I? So I've got my Vive audio strap sitting on my Quest too.
The thing is, I like what they did with Quest 2, because you have I'll call it the shite strap, right? That you can use for media, and I actually do that a lot. I flip it out and I go, okay, I'm gonna watch a film and I'm just gonna lay in bed or lay on the couch or something, and I don't have anything at the back of my head, and I'm concerned a little bit that PSVR2 won't allow you to do that. So
it's the same as the Go.
What do you mean? Yeah, I love the Go.
Lie in bed and watch a film?
Yeah. Yeah. I still try to use it for that. The problem with the Go is
You-
battery. It's like not good.
No, but you were saying you're hoping you can do that with a PSVR2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just to enable someone to be able to lie up on their couch if they want and consume some kind of media. Like the cinematic mode, for example, would be great to lie down on a couch or a flat surface and just game away in that prone position. Because it's like, it doesn't require you standing up or
And
sitting
that's
up.
in 1080p.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
Okay,
it.
but that's only 1080 if you're using cinematic mode.
So what?
And if I'm going to watch a movie, I've got a 4K TV.
It's a different kind of immersion, though. Like, the reason I go into VR is because I have no distractions. No kids, no wife, no phone, texting me, whatever. I'm, like, focused on it. So
They're
things
still
like
there, you
horror
know.
films...
Like, that sort of thing is, yeah.
Not really, Buck.
They don't just disappear when you put the headset on. They're still there.
Well, I can pretend for an hour or two. The problem with the Go is that the Go's battery just dies. It's like, it just...
I've been in your house. You cannot pretend your children are not there.
Well, there's a lot of banging, but that's why I have noise canceling
That's how you got
headphones.
the children.
Yeah, that is how I got the children. That's right. I'm gonna definitely use this little thing for what kind of media are we talking about? Whatever, user. What you're thinking about, what I'm thinking about, any kind of media, just not 360 or not 3D films because they aren't supported, right? So that's fine.
Again, why would they? When was the last time anyone saw a 3D film?
Yep.
And also, it's not going to generate them any income. When 3D Blu-rays were a thing, then yeah, I could understand it. But no one's going to go and buy a 3D film.
The only person who, like, I don't know why people are chasing that. I feel like they're chasing box DVD sets. The only person who I know who watches side-by-side 3D film is Paradise Decay. It's the only person.
I was going to say it's PD.
Only person on the entire internet that I know who watches that shit. That and people
Now
who
that
are
his eyes
really into porn. Like, that's like people who are into VR stuff, and that's it. Those are the only two people. So wait, hang on a second. Wait, the math is adding up. Maybe PD lost his eyesight, but no, okay, I can't go into that. Too soon.
The porn industry did a lot to forward different types of media as well. The porn industry is the reason that VHS worked instead of Betamax because it was cheaper, and that's why they got most of that out. That's why that became the forefront.
Let's see. Arcanian said, apparently you can only move the screen away or towards you. You can't scale it up to cinema screen despite the name. That's fine. I've heard very good things about it, and I'm very excited for it. So whether I like it or not, we'll see. But like being able to play a flat game in the VR realm, in a void environment, is great. It's great.
This is interesting. So Rory in your chat is saying that the cable is a big problem, and I disagree with that 100%.
If you're loaded and rocking it out in Synth Riders, Sunday morning found collapsed in the TV and PS5 in bits, cable limits, jumping movements. Hang on a second. That's like so many fragments of thought. What is he saying?
He's basically saying a cable is a problem.
No, but what's the second sentence?
You can't move as much.
Sunday
morning found collapsed in the TV. He reckons he's going to get tangled up in his cable and fall into his television. That's what it is.
So, buy a mag connector. I'll show one because that's what I'm doing. A little bag.
What's a mag connector?
A mag connector. No, MagSafe. You know what a MagSafe connector is. Come on.
No, I don't, which is why I'm asking.
It's like
the Apple stuff, where if you pull the cable, it comes out instead of staying in.
It's an Apple standard, yes.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Do they transfer data?
Yes. Yeah. I used to use these all the time. They're great. These are so fantastic.
It'd be interesting to see if they actually work with the PS5.
They do work. I have it confirmed.
Oh, okay.
From devs.
But again, I don't think that's what he's saying the problem is. I think he's saying he can't play with a cable. He's so used to not having the cable.
But if
he's not good with his cable awareness.
Yeah, but just like have the cable like face the other direction. Don't face the TV. Right, Roy? Just face the other way. You'd be grand.
Yeah, but if you're turning around.
But you aren't unless you're doing 360 stuff. That's not how Synth Riders or Beat Saber works.
Most of these
No, they don't.
Synthroid is
No,
360.
most people who play those games, to my knowledge, do the ones where it's just coming at you. I mean, tell me, tell me if I'm wrong here. One thing though, right? Don't buy the cheap ones of these. This is Elect
Oh
Jet.
god, no.
You buy a cheap one of these, you will fry something. Like, just don't, because it can't handle the current. It'll melt into your, there's only one fucking port on this thing, just like Quest. You feck that up, you're screwed. But this will allow you to have the cable drop down vertically. That's the beauty of it. Let me grab a USB-C cable and show off. That's the. So this is what I will be using. Well, not this one, because this one is two ends are both male. But yeah, you just take, and Ugreen is great. I love Ugreen stuff. So it will plug directly into that vertical USB-C, right? And if you happen to pull it, it will just come away, and you can reconnect it, no problem. But it's enough. This is a laptop one, so it's enough that it won't just fall with the weight. You can actually give it a bit of a tug, and it won't come away. It's like a nice. I tested about 5 of these a couple years ago, and this is the one that I loved. It's on my gear page, gear.zimtalk5.com. There are no more affiliate links. I don't do that shit anymore. Just the link for you. So there you go. But yeah, I had a whole bunch of different things that I used to test back then. But that's my plan, is do that. You can also extend. That's the other thing. Get an extension if you want. Just don't be like some of my friends who will twirl like a ballerina, wrap the cord around their legs, and then fall over. But if you do that, I think Darwin was right. So there you go. Uncompressed video data HDR 60 to 100 FPS are worth a little inconvenient cable. 100%.
I'm surprised it's not encoded, actually.
Yeah, not encrypted, right?
Sorry, encrypted. I was surprised.
Yep.
I would have thought they would have encrypted it, particularly it being Sony and another of we don't want it to work on anything else.
You know what they did? Because that takes, and again, this is where my Elec background comes in, but the package, right, that you're sending down the cable, the encryption algorithm will take, like, I don't remember the amount, but even if it's 10% of the payload, it's not worth it. They're like, I want to give high fidelity visuals. I want to be able to crank as much as I can out of the headset and ship it down the cable. That's why they went.
Yeah.
That's the decision. It's just a simple engineering hurdle. They would have done it if they had the room. I agree with you.
I'm sure they would have.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone somewhere is still trying to figure out how they can do it and not lose too much. And there'll be some firmware update that will come out that will do it. So.
That's it. Well, this has been hearty so far. All right, now back to your 3-4 types of people. My cat is going to turn off the machine. Don't fucking do. Oh, Jesus Christ, Zoe, stop! What are you doing? Why are you here? What is it? She's giving me the most, like, I'm terrified look. Come here. It's fine.
Don't you talk to my baby like that?
Come here. Oi. All right. Oh, wait.
There she is.
Yes. Is that better?
See, that I get excited about. She's awesome. So.
Zoe is amazing. It is the only reason Buck would return to my house. It's just Zoe. It's like, I'm coming back for that cat.
If it's like caught on fire, she's the only thing I'd rescue out of it.
She's an amazing cat. The only problem,
wonderful.
She loves destroying my stream. I still remember the driving thing that we had, where she sat on the plus key, and I was like, why is this wheel impossible to change? She was ratcheting up the force feedback quotient, so it was getting stiffer and stiffer to drive in the middle of a race while we were sim racing. Oh my God.
Yeah. I think it was Doc. He was like, where's the cat?
Yeah, he was. The thing is, he's real smart. He's very sharp, so...
Oh, no. Yeah, Doc doesn't get anywhere near the amount of... respect he deserves for what he knows and what he does. He's a very smart guy.
Yeah, that's funny. Face the
so
telly.
What were you saying? Sorry, go back to what you...
Adam, I don't think that old command actually still works.
No, it doesn't. It goes to...
It's the wrong thing.
Other commands.
Yeah, the commands from 2017. Back...
Probably even older than that. to be honest.
To be honest, you're right. That's probably 2015, which is scary that we've been doing this stuff that long. So I was saying, Buck, why don't we go back to the types of people, and like we were talking originally about the hype.
Pixel command, yes.
Oh, the glove command, yeah, man. But like initially, so there's people who are coming from PSVR 1, and they are blissfully ignorant to all other headsets, right? They're just busy, or they're a console nut, and they had that. They liked it, and then they flogged it. That's what I imagine your average person would have done. They either flogged it, or it's sitting in a box in their back room, and they should have sold it, years ago. Okay, next person. Who's the next type that we're talking about?
Would it be just like a Quest owner?
That's going to be a lot of people, I feel like a lot.
Yeah.
Do you mean Quest owner who hasn't had any other headset before it?
Yeah.
And doesn't have a PC?
Well, I think the Quest did an awful lot for getting people into VR.
Yep.
I think a lot of people who'd never touched it before saw, 300 quid. That's a fairly cheap way of getting into VR.
Yep.
I also see the Quest, and I've said it before, I see the Quest as the console of VR, because you just turn it on, buy a game, start it, and play. Whereas PC gaming, not always that simple. So
yeah,
let's be honest.
It's like
sometimes you have to.
It's a lot like a Game Boy of VR, I'd say. Like not less so like an Xbox or
console,
a PlayStation.
Yeah, but I say it's the console of VR. It's pick up and play. Away you go. You don't have to worry about anything else. You do have the option to connect it to a PC. I'm willing to bet 80% of the Quests that are out in the real world have never been connected to a PC.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So that type of person probably has consoles in the past rather than PC gaming. So they're used to the whole plug and play. So from a ease of use standpoint, I think they'll be happy with it. I think the price will put them off.
You think the price will put them off?
Because
it's very heavy to come in. I mean, I really did have to.
When a peripheral is more expensive than the console itself, that's kind of like, isn't it?
So for me, I didn't actually consider. I didn't just like the Kinect. The Kinect is so I had a great experience at a friend's house playing Dance Central, and I was like, yeah, I want to shake my booty at my house. My wife was the same. We're like, okay, next day go out, buy the console and the Kinect games. I never used that console for anything but Kinect. And the PS4 Pro was exactly the same. I bought a PS4 Pro because my buddy Dave lent me one. And then I had the PSVR and I was like, okay, I'll buy a Pro. Never played flat games on that. And then
that's not true. That's not true.
Okay. Tell me, what did I play?
Call of Duty World at War.
On PS4 Pro?
Yep.
This might have been years later. I'm talking about...
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, like, for the first 3 years of my ownership of the device. Like, okay.
All right.
Yeah, you are being historically accurate. Thank you for correcting me. But the point is, like...
What I'm here for?
I bought it, and, like, I was all in committed to, that's the price. I'm going to pay that price for the console plus the hardware. Honestly, if I had the Move controllers, the aim controller, the headset, the console all together, I probably wouldn't have jumped in because it was like, it's a daunting amount of money.
See, I still had my Move controllers from my previous PS2, so I didn't have to buy those.
But like,
I was very lucky.
The difference with, I keep pointing over here and it's right behind me. The PS5 has been entirely different. Like, I got PS Plus, and then I was like, oh shit, there's like 30 games that I've had on my list of you got to play it when you get the chance. And then I fell into things like Returnal and Astrobot and I just like, and then I fell to controllers and I'm like, shit. And then I went to my mother-in-law's place and I played with my PS5 from here that was like, what, 700 miles away? And I was playing Astrobot with my boy through a laptop, through remote play. And I was like, fuck, I love this technology. This is amazing. And the games are amazing and everything's great. And I've gone through 9 years of playing VR to then feel the fidelity of like a 4K having Returnal on screen at 4K is like, with those controllers as well. Like, I had to relearn how to move my character in third person on a fucking controller. But
I learned something about Returnal today.
What did you learn?
So what's the name of the first boss?
Frike.
It's not. It's Freaky, is how you're supposed to pronounce it, apparently.
Oh, fuck off. Freaky?
It was on, yeah. So basically, Returnal was launched on PC now as well. And there was a video with the developers talking about it, and they were showing someone playing, and they said, "Oh, this is the first boss, Freaky." And I went, "Huh?" And the guy went, "Oh, I would have said Frike." And he went, "Yeah, most people do, but we call him Freaky."
Oh, I hate that when a developer, like, I hate that. It's like the GIF thing, man. It's like the GIF thing. No.
GIF.
It's GIF. And
Well,
that's why they featured that in Half-Life 2. Half-Life Alyx. Half-Life Alyx was inspired by the GIF debate. Did you know? That's a lie. All right, Adam, what were you saying?
That's simple with the adverts for Hyundai or Hyundai. Yeah, I don't know if it's international, but in the UK, there's loads of adverts saying it's Hyundai, not Hyundai. And I'm like, I'm calling it a Hyundai. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, in North America, they call it Hyundai, I think. I agree with you.
The
Hyundai
pronunciation, but
is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know anymore. I don't.
No, the adverts. There's a load of adverts in the UK, like Adam is saying, they've just started saying it's called Hyundai, which is how you're supposed to pronounce it.
I love when they have like a campaign.
It's like Nike, isn't it? Some people say Nike, some people say Nikkei.
It says Nikkei. They say Nike. Not
Yes.
Nikkei. Who says Nikkei?
I've never heard Nikkei.
No, Buck's making that shit up.
I've heard Nike.
Tomato.
Nike.
Oh, potato. Sorry, potato. Yeah, potato's the one that no one says. But no,
and
I'm a Nike guy.
Like you just said in chat,
I'm a Nike.
I know it's probably a lawsuit why they did it, or trying to get away from trademarks, but no one's calling it the 3090 Ti instead of Ti.
Oh, right. Yeah. But are we saying like TIE Fighter? Is that what we mean?
No, like the graphics card, Ti.
No, I understand.
Say, oh, yeah.
No, I got that, but I thought that maybe, yeah. Do people call that Ti? Have you heard anyone call it that?
Just a company.
Okay.
No one else.
Oh, you mean the company call it that? Fuck.
Yeah, I think it's to avoid trademarks.
Nvidia.
Nvidia. Which has symptoms such as rectal bleeding and urinary tract infections. Nvidia was difficult. Demio is another one where they had to come out and they're like, this is how you pronounce it. It's Demio, like demons. Yeah. Because I used to call it Damio, or like Damo. Oh man.
That's another thing that's slightly, I'm not sure disappoint is the right word, but again, if you are a PC VR person or a Quest person, the lineup of games is all stuff that you could have played before.
The thing is, though, right? I mean,
you're not disagreeing with that statement,
I am totally disagreeing with it. 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
For example, take Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2.
Yeah.
I mean, that game is landing at the start with both headsets. And by and large,
that's one.
Unless you're but you just did the one thing to me with the PS4, Buck. That's exactly the game we're playing.
I can name a bunch of games that you played on the PS4. Well, that's fine. Yeah.
And I can name a bunch of games that are coming out that are not there for PC. The point is that the initial launch batch didn't look that sweet. But where we're standing today, God, there's an overwhelming number of games that are launching either with it or shortly thereafter that are classy titles. I mean, honestly, before I knew about any of this stuff, I was convinced for one single game. Buck, do you know the game? One game.
No.
Firewall Ultra.
Oh, all right.
Because
Yeah, fair enough. Which isn't a launch title now, unfortunately.
I don't mind. Even if that was the only game coming.
I'd rather they sort it out rather than release it and then have to wait in the lobby for 3 hours like we did with the first one.
But what was wrong with that when it first launched? What were the things that were wrong with Firewall? We had great times with Firewall. What wasn't?
Well,
good?
I didn't get it when it first launched.
No, you didn't. I had to twist your ear.
Yeah, you did. And then I had to sit in the lobby for 3 hours one day and try and get it to work. So that was good. There was a fair few things that were, I'd say there were a problem with that. And one of the things was how quickly you went between rounds.
Yeah.
And games. It had a very long wait time to do stuff. And the other thing is, like, once you had a team, that was it. You were stuck with that team. You couldn't hop and change around, which was a bit annoying.
Game design at the start was lobby. Lobby was a problem. The other thing was I think a problem for Firewall has gone out of my head now because I read Arcanian saying, "Oh, it's talkie time with Zimmy Talk and Book." Oh God, I don't remember now. But yeah, Firewall had its thing. All right, what about someone? Okay, so we talked about people who came from PSVR 1, went to PSVR 2. We talked a little bit about the Quest person. I think the Quest person is going to, if you're coming just from standalone and you go straight to this, like you're a rich kid, right? I don't care. You're a rich kid because spending $1,000 on a VR headset is like, I've got money to throw away, right? It just has to be.
I've done that twice. That's bad, isn't it?
It is bad, rich kid.
I've literally spent $1,000 twice on a head. Jesus Christ. Just thinking about it, because I did the Vive Pro, which was $950, and then I did the Index, which was Jesus.
The thing is, you're throwing money at stuff where you want quality, and you're like, I'm willing to pay for quality because I've got time to kill, and I want to have a good time.
Well, again, I'm very much like, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it to the best that I can within my means.
Yeah. And not fecking about either. What do you want? Dog's here now. She's like, what?
No, I'm very much like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it properly.
What do you want of me? Why are you at me, huh? You're hungry. You want your food. You didn't eat.
That's not to say you can't do VR on the cheap, because you can.
You can, yeah. Well, I mean, Quest used to be so, like, I still remember. It's like where Steam Deck is now. Is it 512? No, 256, the lowest one, whatever that is. I don't remember. But the hardware being so inexpensive, Deck is good, but after having had a week with it, my mother-in-law had one or has one. I would say, for me, it's passable because I just don't have the time to make use of it. If I was a single dude and because I still don't.
I'm a single dude. I have no interest in it.
Well, I'm not saying if you, Buck. I'm saying if I was a single dude, and
All right.
Because I love that kind of gaming. I had all the Nintendo handhelds, for a long stint, and lots of mobile games, and I like games on phone. You don't tend to be that guy, so I don't expect you to.
No, I'm not one for handheld stuff at all, really.
Yeah.
Again, because I like the quality. And I guess it's that.
Oh yeah, apparently you got a free Quest, right?
Shiny screen. Yeah,
Ark was given.
I've read that.
I keep forgetting.
I tried it at EGX. It was all right, but you can only play the game that was made with that desk job, so you didn't really get a real experience with the hardware. Just that one game.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's a really nice piece of hardware, and I think it's a really nice thing. But personally, I had no use case for it, so it was like I would rather spend the money I would spend on that on buying the PSVR 2.
I really feel like Vampire Survivors should get a cut of Valve sales. I do. There's so many people who use that game just for playing that one thing on their deck. Anyway, back to PSVR 2. So PSVR 2. Quest user convert. We've talked about PSVR 1 can convert. But what if it's your, like, I've been reading this a lot on Reddit, and it makes me so goddamn excited. What if it's your first headset? What if you haven't been in VR before?
See, my first headset was the PSVR 1.
Was that your first
That
VR
was my-
experience, though?
Yeah.
You hadn't put your face into a headset before you bought one?
No, the first thing I put my head into was a PSVR1 at EGX on the year they showed it. I got to play Battlezone and Arkham.
Oh man,
And I walked
Battlezone would
out,
win you over,
and
wouldn't it? And Arkham. Oh shit! No wonder they got you.
Those are the two things that I played at EGX in the booth, and I walked out. And
Wow.
as I walked out, I took my phone out and I pre-ordered one from Game there and then.
Dude, like I don't think I've ever heard that story from you because that makes total
Have you not?
sense.
Oh.
Like the Batman
Okay.
thing, plus because Battlezone was a great game. I think it really didn't get what
See,
it deserved.
now this is something else that I think is missing from the lineup.
What's that?
We don't have any cockpit games. I mentioned this on Twitter and
did.
everyone because I put space in cock.
put
and
cock.
pit and everyone.
Everyone goes hee
And
hee
then
hee, hee,
pit.
and everyone misses your point.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
And you go, I
Thanks
just
for
made a great point. Please, can you?
But no, we don't have any of those style of games. So
Squadrons
Valkyrie
is
was
coming.
a launch title.
Squadrons has to be coming.
I've asked. I put that out on Twitter as well.
It
Can
has
we
to
get
be
an
coming
upgrade?
because that
Does it
game
though?
will kill. It will.
Yeah, but you know you can buy that on PlayStation Plus on the moment for $5.
So what? They don't have to make it free for an upgrade.
No, this is true. This is true.
Just sell the VR version. Star Wars people, they already have another Star Wars game coming, which is the shite meta
do.
one, right?
Yeah, the Galaxy's Edge one.
It's like, and I know
Which
people are-
apparently is much, much more fun on the PlayStation VR2 because of the controllers. Interestingly,
it was a fun.
Um,
it was a fun game. I
I
enjoyed,
enjoyed it.
What
I
really
enjoyed it. I thought it was good fun. It was exactly what I expected it to be. I don't think it was going to change my worldview or anything, but
It
it was
was-
like it's a fun.
it was the
kids
opposite.
Star Wars game.
It was the opposite for me because it was like I thought we would get a lot of Star Wars characters like face-offs in good quality and then shite gameplay. We got decent shooter gameplay and the worst C-3PO I've ever met. that's what it is. So the character side really let me down, and I go to Star Wars for the characters. The shooter part is like I could be playing any game. That was my problem with it. But,
The Android level was a bit weird. That took a little getting your mind around.
but the environments were
Just of
great.
How you? Oh no, it looked lovely. It did look lovely, and obviously that will look much better on PSVR2. But my point is we don't have any flight sim, space combat, any that sort of thing, and they were big. Battlezone, for example, you were sitting in a tank driving around doing that sort of thing. Then you had Valkyrie, which was. I liked Valkyrie so much I bought it on PC as well. But we don't have any of that type of game, and I think we're missing something. I think we need something.
Okay, Buck, I'm gonna say you're wrong, and you're gonna go, "Oh shit, you're right." Do you know what game I'm about to say?
Go on then.
No
If
Man's
you
Sky.
say GT7,
No Man's Sky.
yeah,
That's a That's a cockpit game. That's a cockpit
maybe
game.
Okay, no, I would agree, but we've all played that. There's nothing new. Let's put it that way.
I almost never get one up on you. I'm very proud of myself there. But yeah, I know what you mean. You mean more dedicated. I don't have to climb into my ship. I'm just in the ship, or I'm just in the tank, or whatever. And making that point, you're right. And I do think we deserve one of those because we're even getting a roller coaster game, right? Like, I mean, we're getting all the other tropes.
Yeah.
Where the feck? We're getting the jump scares. We're getting the wave shooters. Where is the cockpit game? And No Man's Sky is like, it's a half answer, right? It's a half answer.
Again, someone in chat is like, hope Wipeout gets a PSVR2 update. I would love that. Wipeout in VR on PS1 was amazing. That was so much fun.
I enjoyed it. It was my first Wipeout game ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, I wasn't a PlayStation guy before PSVR1. I didn't own.
That used to be the thing. You would go out to the pub, then you go out clubbing, then you come home at 2:00 in the morning and you stick Wipeout on and play that. That's what we used to
Seriously, man, that sounds awesome. Holy
do. Well, we
shit.
used to do.
Fuck.
When I was young and had ambition
Wow.
and
I mean it. That sounds awesome. That you just played out a night.
That was the thing, because it was the music was of the time as well. That's the thing. It was
Sure.
a big thing of Wipeout was the music.
And
So,
yeah. Oh man.
But,
I know.
but that I think we're missing that at the minute. That, or at least I'm missing that
I am
because
worried.
you know me. I do like my space stuff. I do like, you know.
But the other one you mentioned.
I mean, like E Valkyrie was a system seller for me.
Where's Batman? Where's Spider-Man? Where's any of the Marvel stuff? Right? Guardians of the Galaxy. Any of that? Like, come bring that to VR. Even Iron Man.
JJ and your Elite Dangerous is even more serious, dude. I've got like 800 hours in Elite Dangerous.
You're talking.
So
you're definitely
That's
talking
true,
to the
actually.
choir.
Someone did say Project Wingman is coming to PSVR2. That is true.
Damn it, Lou. Damn it. I could have had that answer, and that would have even been better. That one's kind of like.
Now, I've played, but again,
I played it
it's
as
not
well.
new. I've played it on the PC, and the one thing I really liked about Project Wingman was the chatter. That worked really well.
Oh, dude,
all the chatter between the pilots and stuff was really good.
No,
but
don't.
If you wanted to play that with a HOTAS, it was a nightmare.
Dude, I want Vox Machina. I said this in the last stream, but Vox needs to be on PlayStation. Or
honestly,
Titanfall.
Give me a Titan. I was going to say, give me a Titanfall game in VR where I can leap in and out of my mech and then behave as the mech and behave as the runner. That'd be amazing.
Man, this is really a fun chat. Thank you for coming in and talking, Buck. This is really fun. We're gonna keep going until Buck falls asleep, which should be any minute now. But I think we're not gonna be playing any VR game tonight. Yeah,
this is like the old days.
This is like the old days.
When you and I would sit here for hours and then just chatting to each other, not always on stream either.
No.
So,
well, even before that,
here as well.
I used to live in Ventrilo, then Mumble, then Discord. I mean, that was my day.
The Mumble days.
The Mumble days were good, man. But we got to get back to that. Like, I am trying to realign my karma chakra, whatever you call it. Like, I'm just trying to like get my energies back. And one of the things that really makes me like complete as a person is just being able to talk game shit and technology with other people. Like, just that's it. And just having, good friends. And I've been so, for those people watching who don't know,
when did I get it?
Yeah. But no, like the whole like barbecue idea and concept, like having people around, that was like such an interesting thing.
Sorry,
go on.
In your chat, Juggalo84 said, I would like to play a VR Rocketeer game.
What's Rocketeer?
That actually could be...
Rocketeer?
Rocketeer was a film in the 90s.
Right. It wasn't the game, though, right?
No, there was a game. It was rubbish.
Like a SNES game?
A VR game with a Rocketeer would be really good. Yeah, it was a SNES game, actually.
I thought so.
But yeah, Rocketeer lends itself well to VR. It's kind of Iron Man-ish in that way.
I just imagine the box saying that Iron Man-ish, and people are buying it as a result. Yeah. I was quite busy in my pre-teen years and teen years, like moving around, I was at that part of my life, like the N64 era, for example. I mean, I was going from the Caribbean to Ireland, and it was a big, big change for me. So, like, there was a lot of things that didn't happen in those years. Like,
that's the wrong way as well, isn't it? Surely you want to go from Ireland to the Caribbean.
Yeah. Well, it was Alaska before that. So what is it, dog?
Okay.
This dog is
Alaska myself.
What is it? What do you need?
Thank you. But no, I think that's one thing that we're missing at the minute. I think that's me, and that's what I like. So, I mean, the amount of hours we'd spent playing Valkyrie together.
Oh man, Valkyrie was really good. I never got to a point of satisfaction. I felt like with Valkyrie, I was like what you were like in the first couple of years racing, where like, not very well coordinated, not very synced up. You passed that 2 years ago now. I mean, you're like decent at it. You got good equipment. You know what you're doing, all that kind of stuff. But for me with Valkyrie, I was like always scratching, trying to be effective.
I just love the sensation of sitting in that cockpit and flying around and hunting someone down. And,
especially when you could get with your mates.
Maneuvers
like,
to do stuff. Yeah, this is the thing. When you're working with someone, especially if you had like Salsa, because he was incredible at it, or RM.
Oh, RM is insane.
We were playing like Elite Dangerous when we used to play that with the versus mode. That was just so much fun.
Cockpit games are definitely
really think we need it.
I think it'll come. I think it'll come.
There isn't. I hope so.
So a question about that. What, you might have looked into this. This is why I'm asking the question. What HOTAS setup, what joystick works with PS5?
There is only one HOTAS that works with the PS5. Or with
only
the VR,
one?
Sorry, with the PlayStation 5.
What is it?
There's only one. It is the Thrustmaster HOTAS X.
Oh.
It's the only one in the world that works.
That's not even a very good joystick, right? That's like
it's
the same as the one I've got. Basically. It's like the same plasticky...
Yes.
Like,
it's a nasty HOTAS compared to a lot of other stuff.
All these years he's thought it. He's never said it about my setup, but it's my HOTAS is so cheap. It was like 30 quid. How many years ago?
Oh, yeah.
But again, you get what you pay for at the end of the day. But there's only one that works with it.
I was happy with it. Just no force feedback in the stick, which is
No, but I don't think that's something that's really necessary on a flight sim a lot of the time.
I just wish we had it. It's because of that whole patent debacle. We won't go down that route though. So new person, not nude person, nude person, nude or new, gets a headset. Like what are they going to think? What do we think they're going to think? I spent a fucking lot of money. That's probably their first thought.
Yeah, first thing is just better be worth it.
My wife's gonna kill me, like for a lot of people.
If you've never touched VR before, I think you're spoiled going into this the first time.
Yeah, and I don't think the cable is gonna bother people. I really don't.
If you've never done it before, it's just something that's there and you're not going to notice. So,
I think though, like the comment we had earlier in chat, I think people by default will set up facing the TV, and I think that's a mistake.
Yeah.
Gorn is coming. It was announced. I was like, I was putting a PS.
Oh, well, there's going to be a lot of broken televisions in PlayStation houses.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not like that game should have fucking warnings. They shouldn't even allow the game to have a trailer. It should be like a cigarette pack. It just shows broken shit. It just shows broken televisions on the page.
Yeah.
No,
but it's a fun game. But again, it's not a game that is going to use all the extra bells and whistles that this headset has compared to other ones. So it's like the two main things that this has that most headsets don't is the eye tracking and the haptics.
The eye track. So the eye tracking is really interesting. This will be my first eye tracking headset. Have you tried one?
Same. No, I haven't. No, this will be the same, and I'm really excited about the eye tracking after speaking to Mike and going. Well, there was a video that Mike put out where he got to try Switchback VR, and if you watch the video, he takes the headset off and he's wearing glasses, and I saw that and went, "Fucking A!" It works with that. Because again, part of Switchback is it uses eye tracking, so yeah, exactly.
And I mean, you could have like lens reflections that occlude your eyes and all kinds of issues with that.
It's using IR, so it wouldn't have that because IR doesn't reflect off. It uses infrared to do eye tracking.
Oh, does it? Okay, and IR just passes through glass with no problem.
Did you not watch the teardown? Did you not watch the teardown of the headset?
I watched probably in total about 2 minutes of it. I kind of skipped through it.
So on the teardown of the headset, they take the scope off the front, which has the lenses, and around the outside of each of the lens, is a load of LED IR LEDs, and inside the scope, as in inside under the lens, is the camera that reads the infrared. So it's flooding your eyes with infrared, so that the infrared camera can see where your pupils are.
That only makes me a little nervous, but yeah.
It's no different to outside in tracking.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm really looking forward to.
Just be glad it's not ultraviolet and you cook yourself, so you get canned eyeballs.
Come out with cooked eyeballs, just pure white. The irises are gone. Honey, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so what else?
That's how it does the eye tracking.
Paid a lot. I want to keep us on. I know I'm king of tangents here, but so we've got a person who's brand new. They paid their 1,000 quid or whatever. They've gotten a PS5. They haven't played anything with the PlayStation. I know I totally went on a tangent back there, and I'll say just very quickly what I meant. After having played PS Plus and all those games and everything, I love the PS5 as a console. If PSVR2 was a complete flop, I would just sell the headset and I would keep my PS5 and still game on it because it brought me back to
Yeah.
console gaming. Anyway, so new person, they just got the PS. I think it's going to be overwhelming because they're going to be like, wow. I mean, the control scheme, the
But I
setup.
think everyone's first time in VR is overwhelming.
No. Sorry. I'm talking about even just the PS5. I was smitten with this thing in a way that I normally am only with specialty niche hardware and stuff. And hey, Mize, welcome to the chat.
Hello. I didn't want
Hey.
to interrupt.
No. Yeah, I just didn't hear a ping. Does it ping anymore when someone joins Discord, or is that a...
You're streaming, and it would have gone into streamer mode and not done that.
Ah, okay. Either that or I disabled it because I hate pings. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, welcome, Mize.
That's why my Discord lives in Do Not Disturb mode, because
Like-
I hate noise.
Yeah, otherwise you're like in a game and then things are just triggering all the time. But the PSVR2 person who buys it brand new, put the console aside. Let's say they don't even toy with the PS5. They just power it up. They plug in their headset. And based on everything we've heard, like, what's that person thinking and feeling? Aside from, I just spent a lot of money. Like, what's the first emotional connection? they're gonna have?
One, I don't think that person exists.
You really do? What? Why?
You're telling me that someone has gone and bought a PS5 and the PSVR2 and they've never used it for anything else?
100%. Oh, there's loads of them on Reddit. I would be that person. If I didn't think I'd have to source the PlayStation 5 months in advance, I wouldn't have done it. I would have just bought it just for the VR. And I'm not focused too much on me here now. I'm talking from all the people who I've seen talking in comments on
Eric's
Reddit. Yeah. Hey, Eric. We were just talking about you.
Eric, we are not hype vampires. I don't believe in hype.
I'm a hype vampire.
He's the
I know a
hype
guy
one.
probably in that situation, though.
He's
if
the
he
small
could.
child at Christmas waiting for Santa to come.
Well-
I'm the
he's the who's that evil Santa Claus, Buck?
Krampus.
Yeah, that's Buck. Buck is Krampus.
That was a good film. You enjoyed that? When we
Yeah,
watched
yeah,
that at
yeah,
Christmas?
Yeah, Santa's just literally slaying. Anyway, I'm not going to spoil that film.
No.
But yeah, where were
Okay.
we?
I think everyone's just going to be incredibly impressed with what it can do. If you've never done it before, you're just going to be blown away. But let's be honest, I was blown away when I did the PSVR 1, and I've never used that VR before. So,
But like, what are they experiencing?
It's an odd question.
I heard on PSVR Pro the other day, and this is what I thought would be the experience for someone who hadn't played PC VR, Kayak VR. Blown away by that. I think that is going to be the #1 title for the next 6 months that people put someone in just to like show grandma the headset, show mom the headset.
Yeah, I think from what I've seen, that's the PlayStation Worlds that we don't have.
It's going to sell.
So
It's going to sell the system.
when
to
you
people.
When you had PlayStation Worlds, you'd stick your mum or whatever, which is what I did, let's go down into the ocean and see stuff without the shark. I unfortunately put my mum in with the shark on her first ever time in VR.
Oh god!
But yeah, and again, being under $20 also helps. Eric's saying that's another thing. I think people are going to get experienced VR users are going to get a shock with is going to be the price of games.
Dude, I've got a shock
because
already.
at the minute,
$80 for one game. That's Canadian
Yeah,
dollars. But $80.
you don't buy any games.
But
You
this is
just
the
get sent
point.
them. What are you worried about?
No, that's not. That's not true. I do buy games, but I usually end up buying games for cheap for my Switch that are like less than $15, probably less than $10.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when it comes to VR games, pretty much always less than $20, right? And that's American. I'm trying to keep it international. So I guess is it $60 US is Horizon? I think Horizon Call of the Mountain, but
yeah,
that's like for a game that I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait for a sale. I'm going to wait for a sale or for someone to be flogging a key who got the bundle and doesn't care at all about the game.
to be honest,
That's what I'll do.
that's why I bought the bundle, because the game was going to be a lot of money. So it was kind of like, okay, I mean, you know how much VR has affected yourself and me and other people and other quite, let's use the phrase, hardcore users, because we've all spent in excess of what we're spending on this now, but we've done it over multiple systems.
Wrong adjective there, Buck, but yeah, I get you.
No, it's the right one.
Well, you're right. For certain population.
let's be honest, it's the right one. So yeah, everyone's going to be blown away by it who's never touched it before. But everyone was blown away with their first one. People sitting down in their Rift for the first time, looking at a desk, were like blown away.
But I don't like from what I've seen launched already, and what is coming out in the launch window, and what's coming. I really don't think we're going to have the doldrums in the 3-month period at all. I think the next 6 months are sorted. Like, I think we might even have enough coming with things that have delays. We might have enough coming, like Behemoth and
there's one game in the lineup. I don't know if it's a launch title or not. I think
Firmament,
it is,
for example.
But I'm really looking forward to.
But not hyped. He's not hyped. Don't worry, not hyped.
But no one else is.
What? Tell me.
Which is the Fantavision.
What is that? I know nothing about Fantavision. Nothing.
It's a puzzle game with fireworks, I suppose is the way to describe it.
Puzzle game.
And it makes me think of Tetris in VR.
See, Eric's a man of discerning taste because he's also excited for Fantavision. So it was a PS2 title, Fantavision. It was mainly out of Japan. You didn't get much of it across the rest of the world. But it was kind of like fireworks go off and you choose when they explode and you have to try and connect them together, if I remember rightly. As in the explosion will connect to the next one. And it's trying to get them all done within a certain time frame and stuff. And it was one of those very simple to play, simple concept, but something that you'd like, one more go. It was that sort of thing.
So that sounds great. The reason I say it, I played a game called Fireworks VR ages ago, which was just going into a warehouse, grabbing different fireworks, setting them off, and it was like, I don't know, £5 or something for this game.
What I'm hoping for is you set them off with the eye tracking. So you look at the one that you want to explode and you hit the button. That's what I want.
C-Smash VRS. I don't know that one either.
C-Smash VR. Yeah, so that kind of looks like Spark.
Spark? Spark. So like
Spark?
racquetball, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So C-Smash VRS, which is a remake of a really old Dreamcast game. I had the original Dreamcast game on my Dreamcast. It was great. It's basically, like you said, it was 3D Pong, basically.
Yeah.
But they've shown the trailer for this one, and it looks a lot like Spark.
And Mice, you were trying to say something. I'm going to interject.
Sorry.
No, I was just going to clarify that if PSVR2 was inside out, which from what I've seen it is, and I've seen it is foveated rendering too.
Yep.
So it's definitely something which I can recommend to a colleague of mine who I introduced to PSVR1. He quite liked it a lot, and I lent it to him and his family for about a year or so. And I actually put his 7-year-old son in with the shark sim one. He kind of panicked with it and had to take the headset off, and was like, having his dad like hugged him, saying, "No, it's okay," while we watched what happened on the TV at the time. But no, I think this is a good thing which I can recommend. And he'd probably be if it wasn't for the PS5 long waiting thing, he'd get the same thing, and that would be the one big. He'd be the person to get the whole purchase, and that'd be the thing. Yeah.
And there's plenty of people who want that. They just want the cool next thing, and not the gaming experience. I know you're big into your console, Buck.
Oh, he played the console too, but
there are people who are into that. Like that's what buys them into it. But the thing is, and people have been asking about this for the last week now. PS Plus at the moment doesn't have any VR games. I think that will come in a couple of months. I don't think they're going to do anything for launch. It just doesn't make sense, right? Like, why would you give stuff away?
I'd be surprised if it was within 6 months.
I'd say month 4 or 5, they'd probably sprinkle a title or two. Why not?
What they are missing as well is we don't have a PlayStation Worlds, which came with it and was used as like a tech demonstration, even though, and we don't have that, which I'm surprised by.
I still feel like that's coming, though. I feel like the demo disc or Astrobot being VRified, the Astro's Playroom, because that would make a really good third-person VR game. and it shows off all the previous equipment, the original PSVR1. It would like at the same time it would be an introduction. So I wouldn't be surprised. I know we're getting really down to the not 0 hour, but the 11th hour. And I doubt that Sony will launch many more missiles. I think they've done a really good lineup at this point, but is anything else coming before people's, headsets unlock? I don't know. It'd be cool, but do they need it? At this point, I don't feel like they need it. But I don't know.
I think they do. I think they still need a few more, well, at least one more just exclusive. I don't think there's enough that is just for the PSVR2.
But again, you're targeting that person. The person who we're talking about is, I think you're stepping back in our run of people, right? Like the PCVR person who's played stuff. It's okay. I mean, like the PCVR person who's played stuff is like, will I go to the PlayStation ecosystem? Is there enough to bring me over? I tend to agree with you. I think most people will look at it and just say, I'll wait. I'll see. Like, let's see what comes, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I've looked at the lineup and gone, you can play, 80% of these already.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of like, yeah. But
for the new person, even just the like for
the new
me,
person, it's incredible.
Firewall, Saints and Sinners, Chapter 2, having played that on Quest 2 and really liked it, but also having played it on PC, which I can't make any comments about, like, I'm very excited for an OLED headset with proper dark levels, with the haptics, the facial haptics and everything in there, just to enhance that experience. Like, and then just stuff like Thumper. Like, I want to play that again. I don't know. There's very few things that draw me back in.
I understand the love for Thumper.
For Humper? Yeah, Humper. That's the game.
Do not understand the love for Thumper at all.
Thumper's
I know
amazing.
people love it. I just don't get it.
But you're a music game guy? I mean, you said you play Wipeout, but what else? Any other beat games?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing Hi-Fi Rush recently, which is a really good music game.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's weird. You do tend to like that stuff. Okay.
Yeah. But no, Thumper, I just couldn't get on with it at all.
It's an art piece, though. It really is. It's like half an art piece and half
pretentious.
A game.
Gotcha.
Yes, it's pretentious. That's the word I was looking for. It is pretentious.
Again, I don't know. It's just not something that I enjoy. I just didn't enjoy it. And, it was kind of like, it's all right.
Oh, man.
But that was about it. That was as much as I could get excited for it. But.
Yeah. But like, I still like thinking about the launch lineup. If I was brand new to VR, I didn't have any VR experience previously. What would I buy? I think I would probably be on. I would not be under Red. I've always been the kind of guy who does like, I'll eat every piece of available review material, or before I buy a CPU or I buy just make sure things work together. But like, what would you be buying if you were completely brand new to VR and you just got a PSVR2? Put yourself in those shoes. What would you be picking up?
Well, if you'd never done anything?
Yeah, like I'd probably go after the fall. I'd probably go for Pavlov, because I'm a big like shooter and zombies and kind of guy, right?
Yeah, I think Horizon has the branding.
It's pricey though. It is like the most expensive game there is for what sounds like not a lot of hours. So it's pretty.
Family wise.
Okay, so you would go for it. I can see you going for that, Buck, because it's the quality experience, right? You're paying for like, the flagship.
Sorry, Miles, what did you say?
What about family wise? What would you purchase in regards to that then, Brad?
Resident Evil 8.
Tentacular would be that one, wouldn't it?
Tentacular's quite a good title for that. There's Garden of the Sea, there's Puzzling Places, there's Tetris. I mean, there's plenty.
Actually, yeah, I'll probably get Tetris Connected on it.
Man, I like Eric's like me in that. I'm like a huge Tetris fan. Puzzling Places as well, like those games. The thing is, the audio with those games sells the game almost more than the gameplay itself. And that's like, people don't think, they don't look at the trailer for Puzzling Places and go, audio. Like, you don't. You're just like, it's just a puzzle. You're putting puzzles together.
I'd be very surprised if Tetris had eye tracking on Canyon.
It does have eye tracking.
I don't think.
And
Really?
I believe you're able
What,
to
move the part.
Yeah, so you can move the part and confirm. That's going to be amazing. That's game changer, right?
That just makes it too easy, doesn't it?
It makes it faster.
I'm wondering if the eye tracking thing is a Sony mandated thing.
You're wondering if eye tracking is mandated? I don't think so.
Not all games use it.
Okay.
No.
I imagine Moss would be a good family one. You played the first game, I think, of that.
Yeah, I played
Moss 1 and 2
both.
would be worth playing.
I didn't finish 2. I kind of wanted to wait as well because it's a game that like it's worth playing it at high fidelity.
Res I'll be getting as well.
I wasn't like I played Res on PSVR1 and I didn't quite fall into it.
I remember playing Res on the Dreamcast when it first came out because it was a Dreamcast title originally. And
I think it could hook me.
Incredible.
But it was like
That's got eye tracking as well. And aiming with that, you're going to feel like Cyclops from the X-Men.
Oh wow, that'll feel great. Yeah, that so your character movement as you're that like weird bodiless form who's
well, it changes, doesn't it? It
does.
The better you do, the more form it gets. Yeah.
Oh right. Maybe I never unlocked that. Maybe I just sucked the whole time. I did play a fair bit of it. It was like
it starts like a wireframe, and then more things you kill, it becomes more of a solid character.
Oh right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So when I said I meant what I meant is a featureless form, not a.
Oh yeah, it's a super.
I used the wrong words. Yeah. God of War, Altreus DLC in VR would work well. I don't know anything about God of War, but Buck does.
Oh, Arcanian has an interesting question, and I saw that as well. It's like asking, what do you think of the eye tracking grenade throwing? Not a fan. Probably will be once I start to use it.
Yeah. The look of it, you're like
throw the grenade.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Why throw with your face? We did that in like the Go days, you know? Why?
Not with your eyes, admittedly, but
No.
you know, I was kind of like,
what if you had
yeah.
It was like lob the grenade to the
But again,
side.
that takes some skill away from it, I think, and that's
Agree.
It's definitely a choice that
It feels
they've made,
like
but
that's
it's
like Pop
kind
1,
of like I'd rather throw it
because Pop 1 is you pull the trigger and then it flies. You don't throw it. Right? Yeah. It was at launch anyway. I don't know if they changed that, but
I wonder if you could use it in a situation of depending on how quickly you flick your eyes for wherever because I've not seen any of this, so I'm just imagining you'd have like a grenade icon, you'd look at that, you double blink on it, and then if you rapidly flick your eyes, you'd throw it far distance. But if you just like move it a small nudge, you literally just drop it at your feet, so it's equivalent to rolling a grenade.
that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
It's absolutely.
I don't know what this is. So I'm just like trying to imagine.
You like
how
do
this
it
is
once,
implemented.
and there's a report on like Reddit of some like 8-year-old who disconnected their retinal tract or whatever. Is now blind.
Yeah, that sounds a bit extreme.
Mommy, I can't see you anymore. Can you bring me a peanut
So,
butter sandwich,
from what I
please?
understand, from what I've seen, the majority of the eye tracking is you look at something and then press a button to confirm. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Which is good. Which is fine. But yeah, the grenade throwing, I was like, ooh. Okay.
Throwing with your eyeballs. See, it's just look and confirm, but I'm really excited to get on it. The other one I think I would buy as a first time person. So again, we're musing. For those who might have just joined, this is a conversation, an open Discord conversation. You are welcome to join us. If you have a microphone, hop in. The link is up there.
Good point.
We got Adam, Mize, Buck, and myself. It's complete sausage fest in here right now, so we need some ladies. But aside from that, like we're just talking about PSVR2, various perspectives of that, and also having been PSVR1 players, like what's our projection for various facets. Right now, we're fixated on the person who's brand new. What would they buy? How would they feel? What's missing? Like the combat. Flight sims, for example, that Buck was saying. I know we talked about Wingman and No Man's Sky being in there. I want them to, if No Man's Sky can be fixed so that it's not all HUD or no HUD, then I would play the shit out of that. Why why there isn't a middle
Well, the
ground.
other thing as well is No Man's Sky in VR at the moment isn't great. It's blurry. It's
Wait.
got lots to pop in.
Wait. Are you
It's,
talking even on PC?
Oh god, yeah.
Because on PSVR1, that's blurry as shit. That's the blurriest game ever. But it ran smooth.
It's not great on PC either.
Also, what's with the No Man's Sky loading screen? And why the feck have they not changed that? I don't understand. It's poppy. It's terrible. It just stutters the whole way. Even on desktop. Like,
on desktop it's bad still.
why? Why haven't they
What do you
changed
mean
that?
by which loading screen?
The one with the stars coming at you, the named different systems and stars. You know?
Uh-huh.
It's horrible. It's their front door to the
Okay.
game. Why do they just like show you shit every time? I don't get it. Show me a circle. I'm fine with that. Loading scene.
They will prioritize it over the rest of the content that they're rapidly developing, maybe.
Someone said boobs, and my brain immediately jumped to Bone Lab. Like, that can't be.
You basically mean they're trying to fill in all the stuff that they promised to begin with and lied about, and now we're trying to work out how to make it work in No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Lads,
Well, I think they've done a lot of what I don't think I can't really compare because I don't know what it's presently at. But I think most people are content with it as present position to say they fully redeemed themselves. Would you say there's something which was missing from their original promise, which is still yet to be delivered?
No, well, what was missing was it wasn't there when they said it would be, and it's taken God knows how long for it to get here. That's the problem.
but they did deliver. You got to give them some props for that.
No, that's
Keeping
fair
the
enough.
company
But
alive
as
through
I've
all
always
of that?
said, every game gets one release, as far as I'm concerned.
It's just for the initial release. It's like it's the everything game. You can do whatever you want. It's multiplayer.
See, but that's a bad thing. I don't believe anyone can make a game where you can go and do everything and it can work.
Make a game, Buck.
It's not
That's what I'm going to
possible.
say. I was going to say, make a game. Make a game and ship something that you can say
No,
that one
you
release
can't
ship.
make one where you can do everything because you are not focusing on the primary gameplay loop, and that's what every single game needs to focus on.
But wait, hang on. Arcanian said something that I think is absolutely amazing, and I would love if a dev made it. It would do great on places like Twitch and on YouTube. He said, if someone made a Face Your Fears type game, but it's a don't look at the boobs game instead, I think that would work amazingly. I love those shots.
I would lose drastically. So
90% of the time you were looking at tits. Oh, shit.
I just pictured
is
that,
there
like,
a God mode where you
like-
can just look at them? So,
This is quite enjoyable. It's pleasant.
I'm just picturing that. I think it was like I'm not sure. It was like Greek god or something. He was like some mountain streamer who did that, and he was like a famous like clip for it. And it was like, right, I made this sort of like big speech, and he was all false and faked everything.
we can do this for men, for everywhere.
I love that little clip. Yeah, where you just hear him like shouting. He's like, "Fuck!" That guy's funny. Yes.
I haven't heard about him for years, and I never really watched anything of his. It was more of just hearing about various different drama and things from the streaming community. But I think he changed quite a bit after he got fit.
I feel like that's everyone at the top of most social ladders is just drama, because that's people talking about you, and then there's very few like clean names.
I
at the
still don't
top.
trust Mr. Beast. There's something about him. Something's
Oh,
going to come out. I'm sure of it.
100%, fucking something, right?
Just something. You're like, yeah, this is.
Yeah, hang on a second. Where's the underground ring, right? Yeah.
I saw articles of him putting himself forward for the new YouTube CEO. Oh, Jesus.
I'll be right back. I need to give the dog some food.
Oh,
otherwise
have
she's
you
gonna
seen
eat my
who is
leg.
the new YouTube CEO, though? We're screwed.
No.
No. I'm not seeing the news.
He's the guy that is very much blockchain and NFTs, and it's like, oh no.
Jesus.
So yeah, not looking forward to that. But we shall see. But yeah, he was like the one who was trying to put all these NFTs and blockchains and stuff into things, and it's kind of like, oh, please keep that away from the platform. That's not what we want.
No.
And we don't want NFT profile pictures like we have on Twitter now.
To be honest, we don't really want Twitter like Twitter is now, thanks to the lunatic billionaire that's running it. No idea.
No, I still think there's been some benefits of it, and there's been a lot of development changes since he took over. Some of which are like, why is it that it took to him taking it over for them to actually make some of these changes? And some of the content changes, which from the sounds of it, there's no reason why it shouldn't have been changed, and they just never did it. Well, that'd be like some of their censoring stuff where it came onto certain topics which aren't able to be mentioned on streams. They hadn't been censoring it for some unknown reason until literally he took over, and then they did finally clear it off of Twitter.
I think it's going to be interesting what we have with the CEO for YouTube changing. Whatever her name was,
Yeah, we've
Susan.
talked about that.
Is that what you were talking about?
Susan's gone.
Yeah.
I would just mention that the guy is very big on blockchain and NFTs and stuff, and I'm like, oh no, what are they going to do?
I can sell Zim merchandise in the metaverse.
I've literally
God.
heard stories of people who've bought NFTs and just wasted like hundreds of thousands of like dollars of inheritance and other shit
'Cause
like
it's
that.
all a
And
scam.
You bought
Yeah.
a GIF, man. You bought. Oh, sorry. You bought a GIF. You
It's-
bought a GIF.
It's the next level of Steam trading cards.
It's so
That's all it
bad.
is.
Look, I
it's
know
people desperate to think it's going to be the next Bitcoin, and like, no, it's not.
it's not. It's
Bitcoin
not.
isn't the next Bitcoin. That's a massive scam as well.
Yeah,
The thing I like about it is the idea of having non-fungible digital items. I like that. I like that. If you think about, and I hate to use the term metaverse, right? But an interconnected internet where you can buy a digital
Oh Jesus!
jersey and keep it, and just keep it forever. Like, I like that. And then you can clothe. But
It's like what they say, you're going to be able to use this in every game, and it's like no developer is going to do that.
no.
well, this is the problem. I don't think it's
It's not.
the interoperability is a promise they cannot keep right now. They can't. And that's why you won't find me buying that. But when we get to the point where, if we get to the point, I would like that to happen. I'd love to be able to buy a t-shirt that then, or any good, right, in that space that you can. The problem is it's all
You
free.
need to have a single purchase from one, say, set in game or whatever, which you could then keep throughout your rest of your gaming environment, type thing. So if you bought
Yeah.
it whatever type stuff, that would be your clothing, which you can attach onto any game, which allows you to change clothing.
But it
I could
doesn't work.
I know.
I don't
Yeah,
think
Not
it
every
works
game is the
either.
same. Look, I bought this amazing T-shirt that I'm now going to wear in Skyrim. For fuck's sake, it's not going to
Yeah.
look right.
The only way I can see something like this happen is something
Yep.
like 20 years into the future, maybe, where we've got a bit more sort of an AI integrated
Exactly.
environment where you
Yeah.
can literally just connect the two and associate it all, and the AI will be able to generate something on the fly and put it in. But how these things work is because when it comes into the way things presently work with having to share resources in games so that everybody else can see these different things, I don't know. That would be quite maybe it could work in single player games, but I don't see how multiplayer, unless we just have something where the whole broadband speeds and everything gets up to like super fast, and that you can literally just like stream it and then delete it and whatever type stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're going to have a copy of that thing on every single server of every single game.
No. That's not how it works. Just like a land registry. It'd be in one central place, and there'd be a central registry of some nature. Anyway, we don't have to reverse engineer the future of the internet. But I think PlayStation VR2 wise, like, where is that going? When are they going to dip their toes into something along the lines of
Bring
Digital-
back PlayStation Home.
PlayStation.
what
Home.
was PlayStation Home? Because people talk about it, and I just don't remember if I
It
experienced that.
it
Was this in
on the
VR?
PS3. No, it was a
Oh,
like a social
hub.
online thing on the PS3. Yeah, it was only on the PS3, and it was
It was kind of
kinda
like Second Life.
yeah.
Huh.
So basically, it had like a world where you had your apartment that you could invite people to, and you could go out into your apartment, and then there'd be a movie theater where you could go and watch trailers for new films, new games, or you could go and meet other people in different areas. There was a bowling game in there and stuff like that.
I wonder
I
what
don't
It was a
remember.
social space.
There was a bowling game.
There was.
You're
There
not
was a
selling
bowling
this to
alley
me,
you
Buck.
could go to.
Why do we need this? Why do we need it? Is it just because it's a place?
It's the social
bowling
space.
game.
It's somewhere where you can meet up first, have a chat, and then go and join your games.
And
At the minute we use
it
Discord
existed
to do that.
before. This existed prior to VR. It was a flat thing first.
Yeah.
PlayStation 3
Yeah.
only.
You would go what in an avatar or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avatar.
Yeah.
You just walk around, do activities, and
Huh.
I couldn't remember. I used to hang around the game space because they had little games and they always played music in the the area, so I always hung around there.
Yeah, the movie theater where you could go and see the trailers for the latest films or games and stuff like that as well.
Tom Cruise. That's cool. Okay, so, and did you have a personal home or was it only the hub?
Yeah. No, you had a personal home.
Yeah,
You
you
had
had
your
an
own little apartment.
And you could decorate it?
Yep.
You could have people over?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep,
so
you
it's
could have people over.
basically
There
the
you
kind
go.
of rec room model. Okay, cool.
I think Max Like Snacks was appreciative, judging by his comment in chat.
was the
which is
shit. I miss it
PlayStation
so
Home
much.
was the shit.
You know what I
It
miss?
was amazing.
This is like so old. Microsoft Home. Did anyone else play Microsoft Home? MS Home. This is very
No.
old.
Clue what that
90s. This is in the 90s. It basically was, I will go through my foggy memory. It was kind of like your desktop environment, but it wasn't. It was an app. It would open and it would be in a window, and you'd have a house, a 2D house with furniture and clocks and all this. And if you could imagine a 2D version of The Sims, that's what it was. Just for you. You'd have a dog or whatever. You could customize it. It was very sad. It was back in the Encarta days. I mean, this is like going back a long time.
Bloody hell.
It was good though, and I did like that. So yes, you've sold me on the idea for PlayStation Home. But why did they take it away? Why didn't I experience this on VR? I don't remember that being there for PlayStation VR.
It was only on PlayStation 3. It wasn't on anything else.
Oh, it wasn't
yeah,
VR.
lived and died with
Okay.
the PS3.
Okay. That's why, because I kept seeing like videos of it, and I was like, this looks like it's a VR thing. And okay,
Was it PlayStation 3 that had the thing for NASA as well? It's for SETI, wasn't it? Where basically you could say, while I'm not using my
Folding at home.
PlayStation, use it to process. That's the one.
folding
Folding
at
at
home,
home.
which
Yeah.
was a PC thing first, and then they brought it to console. I presume is what that is. So
Yeah.
like that's where I was saying for this. We were talking about this just at last weekend, but I think they should do a folding at home for game servers for old games that are no longer going to be supported by their host. So like recently the Echo thing, or any other game that you loved and knew, like why not just sit that on some nerd's computer who doesn't care if, you're using 10% of his power and bandwidth. Like do that. There's loads of machines out there. Heck tons. I would love to contribute. I would totally do that. Just out of the goodness of my gamery heart, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Take 10% of my box. No problem. Wait, don't backdoor it and hack me now. Fuck you. I'm never doing that again. But yeah.
So your PC is your work PC, isn't it?
No. Oh, it's not. No. All segregated. No. It's not. I put nothing on my server /stream box. It's empty. Empty lady.
Was
Yeah,
Microsoft
but-
Home things like Microsoft Encarta and all those random things?
Yeah. And Carta was just a dictionary basically, but it was like so cool to have it on a
It was
PC.
an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember.
Those are two different things.
Okay.
It's
I
a
use the
dictionary.
words interoperably, and you're right. They mean distinct things, but they are books with knowledge in them,
If you
basically.
use a dictionary, you could look up what encyclopedia means, and then you'd know where you're wrong.
Fuck you. You fucking shit. Oh.
It seems one part of the Microsoft Home environment even had a wine guide with Oz.
That sounds like HTC have taken a page out of their book with their new Vive verse. The wine guide thing? Yeah.
I'm just like, because I found a bunch of things and it reminds me of just some
I'd
of
love
the
to
stuff
show
I
it.
grew
I'll
up with.
try to show it.
So,
I'll try because I used to have a method where on this scene I could show a picture of my second display. Oh, it's because my the cable's going to the wrong. Okay, you guys chit chat. What are we talking about here? Something.
I gave
I
you
don't
that.
know, we should probably get back on topic, really.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh no, wait, it is plugged in. What the hell?
It was very hard to see any or find any results for images of Microsoft Home. I only found the one.
It's old, man.
Has it been Microsoft has
It's
wiped
replaced
it from history because they don't want anyone to know about it.
It's
Pretty
really,
much.
it's really old. Yeah, I'm not finding any pictures of it at all. What the hell?
I only found this one, which had like this grizzly and baboon, and that was it. And then it linked to that How to Geek site, which then went into everything else. And it just remembering all these like
Oh my
old
Lord.
graphics of like Encarta and everything else.
Encarta 96, I remember. Dangerous Creatures. Oh my god, we had that. My dad like bought all the
wow.
standard stuff. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, I think it was a standard requirement for parents.
Heck yeah, Microsoft Home.
I think it came with PCs in the UK with a lot of them. If you bought them, you always got like
It might have been a
Encarta.
package.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm wrong. It's not Microsoft Home. It was Microsoft Bob, I think.
Oh, okay.
Microsoft.
No, Microsoft Bob was the text to
No. This is it. No. This is it. This is definitely it. 100%.
That's at the bottom of the How to Geek link that they've got a link to that article of what
It was
Microsoft
so
Bob
good.
was.
Wait, where are we? I'm trying to make this big on screen so people can see it. Ah, feck you.
Gateway 2000 edition.
Oh, Jesus. This is like we're going way back here now. So we're saying that PlayStation VR2 is going to be like this.
Latest VR headset, and now we're looking at stuff from the 80s. Excellent.
It's not the 80s. It's the fucking 90s. 90s is fine. 90s is fine. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get this over.
With Clippy too.
Oh, yeah. I've got it. Cool.
It looks like you're writing a suicide note, doesn't it? Would you like me to help you?
And this is it. Microsoft Bob. What was Microsoft Bob? Yeah, so you could like arrange. It wasn't very interactive, but it was just enough. You could have a calendar and all this kind of stuff. You'd click on the doors to go from one room to the house to the next. It was awesome. Wolfgame says digital edition isn't available at the moment. You mean you can't get it? I saw in the States a lot of the Best Buys have it. In Canada, it's hit or miss. You have to get the bundle with God of War for here in Canada if you want to get the console, or just go buy it secondhand like I did. I bought one from a guy a couple of streets over. Microsoft Bob. Jesus, how did we come that far, lads, in our lives? I don't know. That's a bit nuts.
So the things that you grew up with, and then you get onto random stuff and think about how things have changed.
Yeah.
I can still remember the shitty old PCs that we had back in like school and messing around with them and just like the random games or stuff which they'd had in that. I remember back in primary school, there was this Victorian game thing, and if you completed all your like fast work fast enough type stuff, then you could go mess around in the computer, and you barely had enough time to start this up and do some random different things in it, and it was just like click and explore type stuff. Before then the class would end because you couldn't obviously finish it that fast enough, and it was usually between me and one other kid who were able to I don't know, complete things in this one particular class. I can't even remember the details. I think it was just maths because I mean I was pretty decent at maths when I was younger. But yeah, and it happened a few times. I got onto it. He got onto it too, and it's just random shit.
No, I mean like that era. I remember like 94, I think it was, maybe 93, when I was in Alaska. We had the Oregon Trail, and I think it was on Laserdisc at the time, which was great.
Have dysentery.
What? Dying of dysentery? All the time. Having to ford the river and all that stuff. But man, that game was like, that's the first thing that really captivated my mind. And I don't think there's been a Western style game, because I've not played Red Dead Redemption, like that I really enjoyed since then. Maybe Sunset Riders
Not
on
even the original.
What?
We played
Dude, we
neither,
grew up with a. Sorry,
neither Red
go on.
Dead.
Adam, say it again.
We played neither Red Dead, even the original.
No. Neither Red Dead. They were just huge games, and I'm like, I just didn't have time for it. I will at some point.
We grew up with the BBC Micro as like the PC that everyone had access to, and you'd have games like Granny's Garden, which is
I don't want to know what that one is. What are you doing with Granny? What are you doing in the garden?
It's all basically
Plotting?
all the schools had BBC Micros, which is where a lot of people had their first chance of actually trying a computer when we were kids.
Did you have to program it, or was it kind of self-contained?
There was stuff that you could learn to program with them as well, but there was
was it like punch card? I mean, like, is it like here's the instructions?
No.
We're not talking back in the.
I'm talking 4.5 and 4.25 inch floppies.
Okay, yeah. See, I thought floppies were kind of cool. They had that little sleeve. You'd pull them out and stick them in the thing. Although, the biggest sin ever, I thought, Buck, you'd like this, was in this new game, Drop Dead the Cabin. You take a 3.5 inch floppy and you stick it in the bigger one, the 5 1/4. And it loads a game or whatever. It's like, no, you're mixing tech. It's so bad. It's like, oh God. It's like if they did that with, I don't know, a CD player, right? You like take a floppy, you just like put it in a CD player and close the lid to load your game. It's like, I felt so wrong, man. Oh, 20 go to 10. What was the game with the little carrot? Logo programming. Do you guys know that?
Yeah. Because we had a robot that would actually move when you did the logo
You had a robot. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, we just had the screen. It wasn't.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, I'll click on this and listen to guys talking about PSVR2.
We had the
What the fuck is this?
Computer lab where it had like 20 people, but only 5 people could log on at a time. Otherwise, the server would crash, and then you'd get 5 people log on, and then once they're in, then another 5 people could log on. But if everyone tried to log in at once, the whole system would crash. So guess what we did every time? Logo Turtle. That's the one.
Logo Turtle.
Yeah, that's it.
You see, he does get excited about shit. He only gets excited about old shit. What happened to you, Buck? You used to be the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed little boy.
I get excited about stuff.
You do. Yeah. But again, it's after. It's not before. It's the, like, once it's in your hands and you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Rogue? Anikaze says Rogue.
I don't know.
I've not heard of that. Nope.
I'm thinking of Rogue. Am I?
Or maybe he means the...
or who's thinking of Rogue?
Yeah, who's thinking of Rogue, huh? The X-Men chick? She's pretty hot. Oh, wait. Am I thinking Storm? Rogue?
Oh, damn it.
What? No, I don't actually know the characters very well. I just assume it's like, okay, lady with superpowers. Off you go. Straight to jail. Do not collect $100,000 or whatever. This is fun. So, yeah, PSVR2. Okay, Buck, I want you to... What are you going to think of the headset? Just like forecast. Right, you're getting a PSVR2. What do you think your thoughts on the day are going to be? Predict.
I'm going to try a couple of things on the day. Obviously, I'm going to try Call of the Mountain. Because that's the bundle that I've got. I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm probably going to be looking for things that I don't want, if you know what I mean.
You're going to look for things you don't want that aren't in that 80% of games that were on PCVR that you've played already, right?
Well, so again, like I was saying, it runs natively at 90 or 120, but they're saying about using asynchronous.
Okay, so you mean like characteristics of the headset while it's projecting games, you're going to be like nitpicking on things that are bad about it, right? Yeah. Yeah,
probably.
That's fair.
Because it's like when we get, reprojection, I can see it and I can feel it and I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
And if I've just spent 60 quid on a game and it's got that, I'm not going to be happy.
Yeah.
Because because I'm used to not having it within the PC world. So so I need. This is another reason why I'm not getting too hyped, because I need to temper my expectations of what it can and can't do.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that. One thing I'm actually more excited about than anything is Gran Turismo 7, because Gran Turismo 7 is one of the most graphically impressive driving games there is.
Mm-hmm.
And to play that in VR, I think is if they now, I've been told it runs natively at 120. And I'm like, if that's the case and it still looks the way, that is going to be some impressive piece of kit.
Who told you it was native? It's not native. It's reprojected.
Well, is it?
Yeah.
Because that's it. I thought they said it was native, and the reason they said it was native is because they can already do it single screen, just 2-player at that. That's why it can do it.
Yeah, I'm almost positive they said that they're using, but like, I'm not worried about reprojection for GT7 alone, because racing games, I've always felt, I know we've gone back and forth about talking on racing games over the years, but like, it just feels like cheating. Like it feels like you just get free frames, free performance, and I don't see the same shit. Right. You get a weird feel on it. It doesn't feel solid to you?
Yeah, it doesn't feel solid to me at all. It doesn't feel right at all.
Yeah,
I can see it, and you get the ghosting then as well, and I don't like that. But no, I've been led to believe it's native 120. It doesn't.
If it's native, that's insane.
Well, they're saying that they build it from the ground up to work with PSVR2. Well, sorry, PlayStation VR2.
Yeah, sure.
So we'll see. I'm curious to see how it works and how it struggles. And once you've got like the rain and a full grid of cars, it'll be interesting to see how well it holds.
There's only one thing. You know this already, but there's only one thing that will make me like. I just won't be able to help the pull. And if you can look at each other's faces in the apex of a corner, I'm going to spend 120
It's such a simple thing to add as well.
If they do that, Buck, I think I'm coming back racing again. I can't.
If they can just make it so that when you turn your head, the driver's head moves as well.
Yeah, but if you can lock eyes on someone, you know how that would feel. That would feel so good.
It is, but I also don't think you'd do it as much as you think.
It's not often. It's quite rare.
Well,
right?
There we go. 60 frames reprojected.
Yeah, I knew it, right? Yeah, that's what Yeah, Buck's like shit. You just shot on Buck right now.
It's fine, but again, this is why I don't get hyped about stuff, because
shit happens.
Because it always disappoints me.
I still thought it would be really cool. I know this is asking a lot of one box, but it'd be really cool if they could have done side-by-side racing, one person in the headset, one person on your TV, even at a lower.
I mean, I like the way in all of their videos for GT7, they keep saying whole game with the exception of split screen, and they have to always say that in every video. Because it's kind of like, I didn't expect you to make it work in split screen. So
I didn't either, but it must be like they just don't want to have to do the cleanup, right? One thing I will say about Sony, and this is where I got my lovely nickname of Barnaby, is their customer service is just brilliant. No, they're not. But if you try to refund, like, I will miss the ease of refund on, Steam, and even the Oculus/Meta environment is relatively easy to refund if you don't like something. Sony, holy shit, you have to beat them up to get anything out.
Yeah.
You have to go to town, like crazy. Yeah, exactly. This transaction is, you're done. Hey, Stu. Oh,
like, Steam is so easy, especially if you go over their 2-hour cap. If it's only just over, they'll let you off. But Sony is ridiculous.
Yeah, that was Hitman. Yep. Art called it. I couldn't. Oh my god, I literally. And the thing is, when I get stuck into an argument, like on email with somebody or whatever, I'm not backing down. I'm not losing this fight. If I'm logically on the right side, like I'm coming after you.
Though he's a pussy.
Excuse me. So... Excuse me. Well, I'm not gonna fight somebody. I'm not gonna like grab a crowbar.
I'll do it protected behind my screen because I'm a keyboard warrior.
I'm not
But
such a. You know what you are. You know what you are. Buck's like, he won't say my favorite word. No, I won't say your favorite word. Fucking. Yeah, this is fun. But like, it's a big download. For Call of the Mountain. It's what? Was it 60 or 80 gig?
yeah, but that's about the average on every PlayStation game these days.
You'll be fine with your
I looked
connection,
the
right?
other day, and it was like, it's huge. So
You're on a gig, right?
Yeah.
Do you have the expanded hard drive inside your PlayStation?
nope,
No. Okay. Surprised.
but terabyte, that's enough.
Yeah. But is the terabyte usable?
Yeah, but
Isn't it less?
yeah, God, yeah.
Okay.
I've still got tons of space, and I've got a bunch of games on
No.
machine.
I meant, doesn't the operating system take up like, I don't know, a big chunk of that?
Maybe, but
Because that's what I
I've
remember.
got a bunch of games installed, and I've never had to. Well, I don't keep loads of games installed. I never have done because I've got the gig internet. So and I even have some discs for my PlayStation 5.
Physical discs. You old timer.
I have 2 physical discs for my PlayStation 5.
I say this, I bought the disc edition. Like I got the disc edition. You can't even see it. But I got the disc edition because I was like, hey, if someone's selling, say Forbidden West or something like that, secondhand for not a lot of cash, then I can just plug it in and be, Bob's your uncle. But I really didn't want it because it's like we're a digital day now.
The other reason I got it is I had a
Nice to
PlayStation
fire alarm
4
off
and a
my
lot of the
apartment.
games.
Bye. Okay,
backwards
you go out,
compatible.
Mize.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's always false alarm. Someone is like cooking something, but at like 10 o'clock. Fucking pricks.
Man. All right. Well, I hope it's not someone who fell asleep on the couch with a cigarette and you're not about to burn to death. So yeah, you have fun with yourself there, Mize.
Beg
Buck,
your pardon?
you were saying? No, I wasn't saying that. No, seriously,
said you have.
who jerks off to a fire alarm? Is that a thing?
It's the internet. Someone will. I guarantee
God.
it. There's probably forums in the dark recesses of 4chan somewhere.
That person must have a difficult time. Like every career they've had has been ruined by their fetish. Like in the middle, it's fire
really
alarm
like-
test day. I can't be here. I can't be here right now.
Oh, it's
Last
one
time it was
night.
set off. Last time it was set off, it was because somebody used a lot of bug spray to kill some bed bugs, which he had, and then left his apartment. So then nobody was there to respond to it, and we actually had like 4 fire engines turn up, and firemen went up, busted down his door, the whole shebang, and it was just ridiculous.
Oh, so your apartment has bed bugs. That sounds like a wonderful place to live.
It's a big apartment complex type thing, but I've not heard anybody else who had that. But he said that was his excuse for the whole particular thing. So
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, Mize. I'm gonna virtually mute you for a minute.
sorry, I'm gonna pop downstairs anyway, see what's going on.
Good
so
man.
goodbye.
Yeah, good man. And that was the last we ever saw from him again.
So this stream is dedicated to the memory of Mike. There'll be a GoFundMe started in 3 days.
Yeah, this is all going to be clipped out and put on BBC like in the morning. Yeah. Yeah. Listen to these tools laughing about their friend burned alive in the background. Yeah. Oh.
Again, Firewall is the other one that I'm really looking forward to, mainly because of the amount of time that we played it beforehand and had so much fun with that.
I can't wait. That's going to be fantastic, dude. I mean, like...
There's also Solaris too, isn't there?
I couldn't believe my eyes. The fact that they were even working on a project that was basically a dead horse, but was a horse that I've loved. Wait, this is going the wrong way now. Why did we have to talk about kinky stuff before this horse, this horse thing?
Don't know.
But you know what I mean? Like, I thought that game was an excellent team game. It was super fluid. It was very quick to lobby. Man, I loved it. And yeah, Yeah.
But again, I never played it because it came and went too quick.
So fast, man. It was within 2 months, really. 2-3 months, it was gone. Like, and there's
But
been
again, this is, we've said this before with any multiplayer VR game, and especially competitive ones. And you've really got to. I was very surprised to see Pavlov on the lineup. Very surprised.
Pavlov is gonna kill, man. Counter-Strike players gonna love that. Now I know Counter-Strike's probably not really a thing anymore, and people are into.
Also, it doesn't have any competition. It doesn't have any competition
At the start. No, actually, I honestly believe that Firewall will lose 10% of its market share to Pavlov, because people will play Pavlov, get so into it that that's their game, and then not go to Firewall as a result. So, it's that good. It's that good, and it's got a lot to do. It's the whole shebang. It's the PC, port essentially.
Without mods, obviously.
No mods, but you do have like the World War II tank driving piece. You have the.
But I do think the mod community is what has kept it alive on PC.
Fair enough. Because there's really cool like levels that can import and do that type of stuff.
Yeah.
What was the point? Sorry, wait. Fluke was saying something here about messing. What did they mess up? They messed it up control-wise outside of PSVR, and there were issues trying.
That's because it was built for the aim controller, wasn't it?
The lobby was the problem. Unless there were 8 people, a match would not begin. And so what would happen is, even if you had 7 or 6, you'd sit there, and when it was a relatively low count game, like they spent way too long to respond to, just let 2 people have fun in the match, like, and then let it grow. Like they just, I still don't understand that. But like when people design a game, I know we were victim to it when we were making a game, but like you got to think about, make it fun when there's just 2 people there. If you're making a multiplayer game, it's got to be fun for 2, and then it's got to be fun for 3, and then it's got to be fun for 4, right? All the way up to the point where like you can't just make it a fun 8-player game that isn't fun for 1v1, or that isn't playable at 1v1, which was the case here. That's the issue.
So the other thing, actually, Arcanian has gone like, no, the problem was giving you a dead left arm. This is the other thing that I will be picking up on, because I'm left-handed.
Oh, the lefty situation. Very good point, Buck. I'd be interested to hear if they fuck it up that way, because we've seen it. It's happened a lot with VR releases.
Considering how well PlayStation have dealt with accessibility in this generation, to the point where you can go and remap all of your buttons at a system level in the PlayStation 5.
I would laugh.
If they mess that up on the left-handed side of things, I'm not going to be impressed.
And Buck doesn't need to hire
you would think they've already learned those lessons. You would hope that the developers already learned, but still to this day, there are games I've fired up.
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand. Like they will do the stuff that is even more left field than left-hand support. Like left-hand support seems to be
business decisions,
a day one patch type thing. Like you forget about it for some reason. Everyone on your dev team is right-handed, and then day one comes and everyone goes, and you go, shit, and then you patch it in. But like, it's not substantive dev effort, and it's just an oversight. It's like every time I've seen it, it's just been an oversight. I don't know. It'd be interesting.
I think it's mostly to do with upper management of business making sort of some kind of decision to override accessibility compared to it being like a dev decision or something. I use an example of, for example, Kindles used to have text-to-speech support, but because audiobook makers and things like that were worried that would eat into their profits, they petitioned and successfully got Amazon to scrap it. So now you've just got shitty voice aloud thing for the entire device, and it just doesn't work as well. Whereas text-to-speech was just, it's so much more useful for different things.
Right.
So you can't get it officially. You have to use other third-party apps to get proper text-to-speech.
We just got raided by Carolean. Hey, Carolean and crew, thank you for raiding. I always appreciate a pitchfork in the head. Reminds me of the Daisy days when I took an ice axe to the face in the first rounds of Survivor games. I crawled into a shed.
Speaking of, there's Ghosts of Tabor, isn't there, which is a kind of Daisy-ish
Yeah,
thing.
and I know
that's
people
coming.
who are playing it at the moment, and it's like
I know people who have played it on PC at the moment.
I
yeah.
don't want to play it yet. I want them to. You go sort your shit out because I know if I play it and I have feedback,
that's what I've heard. It needs its shit sorted out.
my feedback will not be I've been through that loop too many times where the devs are like, "Hey, give us feedback," and then it just doesn't go anywhere. So it's like, you guys work it out with whoever you can bait into that, and you make your game as you want, and then we'll play that game. But I think it looks a lot more like, and I always forget the name of it, Tarkov. It looks a lot more like Tarkov than Daisy. So
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Tarkov actually. It focuses too much on the player killer aspect. And much less the banding together as groups of people to survive in a zombie wasteland, which is what I really liked about Daisy. So we'll see.
The thing I'm hoping for, though, is that because, speaking to developers I know that have had to go through the whole process, is the actual getting stuff onto PlayStation. It has to be a certain level of quality.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, that's a nice gatekeeper for an end user and a consumer. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of shit on Steam. And hopefully you don't have as much of that of a worry picking something up, especially when you're going to be spending the prices that you have to spend on PlayStation.
Well, that's actually one of my concerns when it comes to PlayStation's more recent lineup, because they've actually got a lot of games coming now that look like they were relatively quick ports. Now, I'm sure an indie dev would say to me, "Hey, I just spent 8 months of my life on this and it wasn't quick for me." But like, if you compare again a triple or a double A studio's efforts on shipping a VR game to an indie dev, and then you like compare the quality that you're getting out. And when I talk about quality, I don't mean that it's running at frame rate. I mean, use of, again, those additional features that I'm really hyped for is what lets me down. I don't want to get in and feel like, oh, I'm just playing a PC VR game on a PlayStation. Because if I feel that, it'll be like, where's the extra stuff? And that's why I equated it to like the Index feeling of, I've paid for the whole shebang. I don't just want 20% of that or 80% of that. I want the full pie. I want the sweetness.
Yes.
And
yes, Pincory, it is I who you can hear in the voice chat.
It is I. I tried to get my Discord overlay to work, but I didn't do that pre-stream, and it wasn't working, so I let it go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It's there. It's just not working. So let's not debug. We've done that many times.
You've done enough streams like that. I'm doing very well, thank you, Pincory. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good with that stuff these days generally, because I do my homework. I learned in my Twitch days, but things are less fire and flames.
I honestly feel for myself, I'm probably gonna mainly play exclusives on the PlayStation VR2, and everything else I'll probably do on PC.
And what about like early access stuff? Like, does that even exist in the PlayStation environment?
No.
Early access? Not really, right?
No.
And they don't have an equivalent of a green lighting system, as far as I know. Like Steam, where, an indie dev can be thumbed up by the community, and then they're like, okay, we'll consider this for launch. Like Quest has that. I'm glad Quest has, App Lab and, Side Quest, App Lab,
nice.
and then main store, right? That's quite good.
I wish the App Lab was better integrated, though, so it was easier to say certain things or.
So do developers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem with App Lab is, unless you know exactly what you're looking for, you're never going to find it.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit shit.
That's why you really have to fight for storefront. But even then, have you guys seen the storefront? It's very difficult to discover something that has fallen off. Even if it's just recently released. They've shoved recent releases all the way down to like 2 full slow loading pages scrolling worth. before you can even get to new releases. And it's like, that's not how it used to be. That's like when they were getting ready for PSVR1 to go out to pasture, they were like, oh, here are the top games. And they didn't say anything about new releases. So you can tell that like Meta's focus has shifted to, okay, let's just sell the money makers and just put the money makers at the top and just make the money. And all the devs who like have built up and just decided to release this year, they're screwed because they're going to get no footfall. I hate it. I hate that, but it's business and they're trying to stay alive and they're trying to do everything. Did you hear the thing today about the Facebook tick? Did you hear this? They're following Elon's example and charging $12 a month for a blue tick on Facebook. But why? It's because they got around a meeting room and they said, the company's going under unless we can make money. How are we going to make money? And someone said, why don't we do what Elon just did? And they said yes. And they're rolling it out now. It's so ridiculous.
Is there any benefits even tying into it?
I forget. There are some.
And it's not something which they previously offered.
Nope. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm like, fuck's sake, Zuckerberg, come on. I'm serious though. The company is bailing water. I'm seriously nervous for them. People keep saying to me like, it's Facebook, they can't go under. They've been like, money's been just pumping out the door through fines and their loss of user base, loss of revenue, and they're I mean, we could be in a position 3-4 years from now where there's no Twitter, there's no Facebook, Meta's gone, their headsets are dead-ended, right?
It doesn't sound like a bad thing, to be honest. I'm fully of the opinion that social media makes people far less social.
Yeah, well, they don't have full board conversations. It's just like I fire 140 characters at you, and you fire 140 back.
What year are you from?
Unless you've got a tick, because then you can use a lot more characters. Which I saw the other day. Another VR streamer or content creator did.
We can name him.
Longer tweets.
Fucking jackass.
And I looked at it and went, what the fuck is that?
Matt, BMF. BMF. I had the exact same reaction, Buck. It showed up in my feed, and my immediate thought was not anger for Musk. It was, fuck you, Matt. Fuck you. I was like, don't put that shit in my feed. I'm not reading paragraphs from whatever.
No, it was just like, if you want to write a book, fuck off and write a book.
Exactly.
Because that's not why I'm here. I was like...
And it was waffly shit as well.
He means well, and I know what he was trying to do, and it was like, oh, I've got this new feature, I can use that. And it was just like, fuck you. But I saw it, I was just like, just fuck off.
It's just so funny.
I know we get 280 now, but what do Twitter Blue get? Is it limited or is it just what you want?
It was like the fucking War and Peace is what it was. It went on forever.
Oh, it was
just like... Well, I opened it. I didn't even read all of it, to be honest. I opened it and tried. I went, I ain't got fucking time for that.
I love that we had the same reaction, Buck. It makes me feel so good because I felt a little bit wrong. Like, have you ever felt you feel an emotion and then you hit yourself on the back of the head? You're like, that's a bit hard. You shouldn't be going so hard on this person. But no, literally, that was exactly it. It was amazing. So PSVR 2, right? Let's.
Get off our tangent together.
Well, we just keep going. The problem is
this is what me and Zim always do, though.
Always.
Whenever we chat, it just disappears into. I'm amazed we haven't spoken about any films at the moment, but that'll come. Don't worry.
Careful. That's a good point. We should talk about the media capability of a PlayStation. I imagine, Buck, there's no way in hell you're watching films through this thing or the cinematic screen. No. Like you're gonna flop down on the couch and you're gonna watch your 4K display and you're gonna be happy with that. Yeah. And you will dedicate
I have a nice amp and cinema surround system with decent speakers and a nice amp and a nice 4K HDR TV, and I'm going to watch my content on that. Because the other thing as well is that a lot of the time a movie watching is a social experience. So, you watch a film with your friends sometimes. I know you don't have any, so I'll explain what we do. So what?
He's talking to the audience, not me. Clearly, Buck and I are great friends. He's talking to you, Arcanian. I'm sorry. And Tri-Sky and Onikaze.
No, but it's that's part of the experience of watching a film for me. That's why I like it. I like to do that. But I'm not going to sit there. No, I'm not getting a big screen headset. It's a fucking waste of money.
It's so weird. Karen was on my case. She's like, we should probably get this. And I'm like, it's $1,000 headset for one person.
Again, it's niche of a niche of a niche. Like I said before, it's kind of like...
This is the most niche headset we've seen. Yeah.
And to be fair, I'm probably like...
Oh, Mize, do you know about this? I think Mize doesn't know this. Mize, there was a tiny form factor headset called the Big Screen Beyond. They actually print foam to mold it perfectly to your face. They check your IPD, and they basically build a headset custom for you. It's tiny. It's like a quarter the size of a Quest. Looks like ski goggles.
Ski goggles.
Yeah. And is comparable to a Quest in terms of what it delivers. But it's got a pretty cool look. But it's from the people behind Big Screen VR. So just in case you're in the realm for a $1,000 headset that then you tack the price of controllers and base stations onto, which is probably getting close to $2,000 then when you get all of that.
I've spent $1,000 on a headset. I've done that, and I wouldn't do it for that.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, it's a neat headset. Okay, back to media watching on PSVR2. It feels like like exercising a muscle here, Buck.
For start, it's 1080p. It does have HDR.
Back to PSVR2, you fucker. Get back.
No, I am talking about the...
Oh, the cinema mode. So, I'm so sorry.
The cinema mode is... Yeah, motherfucker.
Fuck you!
So, I was on track. So the cinematic mode is 1080p, but it does have HDR.
But you're saying...
So HDR is nice.
You keep saying 1080p like it's a bad word. Like 1080p, even on a 4K screen, is fine. It's... Okay, wait. But we're not talking about 1080p on a 4K screen. We're talking about 1080p pretty close to your face. It's just going to look like a desktop monitor in front of you. Yeah,
but it's not what I want to watch a movie. I've got a 4K TV.
Okay, you said I've had a 4K TV for like 17 times this conversation.
I'm still on 1080.
And that will even upscale stuff that is 1080p. So even,
But I've heard it looks like 4K in the headset. I have.
I'm sure it does, but
You're not sure it does. That's why you're saying this.
I'm not going to watch stuff in cinema mode.
The thing is, it doesn't interest you at all. So that it's so funny to see your reaction and my reaction is so completely different because I'm like hyped about the potential, and I'm totally planning to play Horizon Forbidden West because it's coming for free to PS Plus on the 21st for premium and extra subscribers. I have to say that, otherwise Buck's going to jump down my throat. I wouldn't have said that. And I'm definitely going to play it that way because I want to see what that is. It good enough to play a game and enjoy it? Because right now my setup kind of sucks. This is the thing, because like Buck, I really like the 4K detail, right? Because I grab my PlayStation, I unplug the cables, I haul it upstairs, I plug it into the TV, which isn't a bad thing. It's it's a power and an HDMI. It's no problem. And then I play away and I have fun. And I bring it back downstairs and I set it up and it becomes a fancy light in the back of my stream.
What are those lights? What have you bought that does that? Because it looks just horrible.
It just looks terrible. Yeah, I like it. It's the same thing that runs on. Hold on, something's not working. It's the same thing that's behind my Zim. It's a voice detected orb that just puts out LED spray when you talk or when music is being.
Base. Oh, I thought it was like a base that you bought that did it for the actual PlayStation.
Sorry, I'm jumping all over the wrong place here. No. It's just into the back of the USB. So I turn on the PlayStation, the lights come on. It's not like a funky base or anything. Don't worry, I didn't spend stupid money. It's a gadget that's my son's that I stole because he wasn't using it, and I'm like, yoink! I need something to make the stream look a little fancier. It's all very budget here at Zim. You know, everything's held together with blue tack. So
it is.
But with the cinematic screen, like it's interesting that you're like, I'm not going to use it. And you're like, at that point, you've gotten off the train. You're like, there's just nothing here. Like, if you even use it once, I'll be impressed with you. But beyond that, like for me, I'm just like, I've wanted to do better than what I currently have to deal with, which is literally half because of how my stream PC setup works. Down here, if I'm going to be playing flat games, I play them in half of a vertical monitor, or I have them slightly stretched on a 1610 display instead of 16:9 on a full monitor. But again, that's 1080p that's stretched to 1200. So it's not the perfect. It's like not right. So this is why I'm so excited, because it's like I don't have to haul this anywhere. I'll sit here. I'll play my flat game in a VR space. I can even maybe get my stream to, come along. So we'll see. I don't know. Doing that kind of stuff for a VR audience is dicey, right? But maybe I'll just do it to Twitch or something and then just get my game hours in.
Well, Mike did it, didn't he?
Mike did what?
Mike played Gran Turismo in the VR before it was released.
Was that? That doesn't sound like a Mike thing to do. That's funny. Did he do that?
So what Mike did was he plugged his PlayStation 5 into his capture card, and then using Steam Theater, I think, he made the screen big enough that it looked like he was sitting in the car. So when he looked around with his PC headset, it was
cheeky fucker.
He did it on there. He put the video out of it. I think it was like a YouTube short or something.
Wasn't it just like a...
And everyone was like, "Wow, how has he done?" And I'm like, "You cheeky fuck!" When I saw it,
yeah. That's like an old school Nathy trick, because that's what he used to do, or Paradise DK with his injectors like that. Those guys do that all the time. But that's not. It's funny. It's not like Mike. He doesn't usually do that kind of halfway house stuff.
Oh, he did that a long time ago. He did it recently as well, before the headset turned up, because he bought himself a new. He bought himself a cockpit.
Yeah. I have been so tempted, but like I said to
on my recommendation as well. He asked me which one to get.
The cockpit wise.
Yeah.
What did he get?
He got the same one I did.
GT Omega.
The GT Omega. Yeah.
Oh. They're cozy. But seriously,
BMF was looking at one, the one that he decided that he was going to buy. Everyone was like, "No, don't buy that. That looks terrible."
Dude, he wants to. He just tries to bite off more than I think he can chew, and I see BMF go for these crazy projects where it's like, dude, that's not going to land. Don't spend all this money. You're not a sim racer yet. Like, and I see a lot of people do it where they're like, oh, this is going to be the thing. The thing is, and I haven't said this to anybody because I just want to see them learn their lesson, because that's the only way they're going to learn the lesson, not have someone, wag the finger. But like, for most people, if you're sim racing and you're into sim racing, unless you're watching a competitive match or something, you're not watching some non-sim racer race. And watching someone race, even if it's clips of it, it's not that entertaining. It's a party trick. It's a one-time thing. You're gonna buy a wheel and a seat and all this stuff for what, one video? And then what? It's like it's a bad decision. If you fall into it and you become a sim racer, and now you're doing it as a regular showpiece, and you're coming back to it again and again, it makes sense. And let me tell you, those are fun fucking time. That's a great time. You're gonna have a great time. I am super jealous. I am super jealous of people who were
every month on the Discord of Chat and Buck. So
go on. Tell them. Don't just pretend.
No, it's fine. I shouldn't.
No, go on.
Naughty.
So Buck does...
people here. So Jim used to host a race night, and he hosted it for around 3 years.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, something like that.
And after 3 years, Jim decided that he was going to move away from the sim racing and graciously offered the night to myself, and I basically started doing that myself for him as well. So we still had the same people that used to come race with him, and they will come race with me. And yeah, once the first Sunday of every month at 8 o'clock, we all hop into a Assetto Corsa and go racing. Sometimes it gets streamed. Sometimes I don't. I haven't streamed anything for about 2 months, to be honest, at the moment. But yeah, but that's open to everyone. It's in my Discord.
Really good.
It's a good fun. Rules are come and have fun. Don't be a cunt.
There we go.
Because that's my job, isn't it?
I haven't heard that before. That's fun. Yeah. So, Assetto Corsa is amazing. It's really, especially if you can just basic mods, like the stuff that you guys are running, and then Soul on top of it, and Content Manager. Like once you get that stuff together, man, the thrill of the thrill and fun of talking with a bunch of friends, or people who would be friends with you, and then just like letting it all hang out kind of thing, but racing at the same time. It's great.
To be fair, this is how you and I became friends. We met on one of your racing streams, and we kind of from there have become very, very close friends. It's a very strange thing that happened, really, to the point where, I've met you in real life. I've been stayed at your house. I've even flown to Canada to see you as well since you moved over there.
Yep.
So, he doesn't come and see me. Just point that out.
Hey, I wasn't even able before. I would love to. I would really love to. I need to come that way at some point with the property and all that. So we'll see it. We'll see it. That's good. And they fell in love and lived happily ever after.
All you want. That's all you really want. You just want to come ride in the car. That's all.
I'd love to see your car, dude. It looks awesome. I rode your previous car.
It's cheated for you for sure, though.
What's that? It's been
for riding in his car.
Yeah.
Since
when she first came over and saw that,
she did message and go, "When can I get a ride in the new one?"
Really? Oh, that's great.
Because she saw, I put pictures on.
He's got a Porsche, by the way. It's a nice one.
I've got a Boxster. Thank you.
It's beautiful.
It's old as well. It's like 20 years old.
Well. Hang on. Stuart says, Zim, come into England again. Will you be avoiding me? You fucking avoided me. Wife and I were ready to meet him at like 11:30 at night in Birmingham. And he's like, nah.
It sounds like some weird drug deal.
I know, it sounds like a weird drug deal.
The funniest thing was like just before you left for Canada, we organised me to come and see you for a weekend without you knowing as a surprise. And it was like, this will be the last time I see him forever. And then literally 2 weeks later, you turn up at fucking EGX with everyone.
Yeah, that was funny because we were planning to do London as well. I know, that was hilarious. It was so weird. And it was a really nice weekend. It was a really nice thing. Like
that was good.
You and Karen totally had me over. Like I had no idea. And I know Karen wanted to do that kind of thing to me at some point. Like I knew that was coming some point in my life, but I definitely wasn't expecting it, especially with everything that was on. So we did a room escape and all kinds of fun.
You kind of had to blink twice when you opened the door.
It was
you didn't realize it was me at first.
Why is this delivery driver You know how many times I'd answered that door and it'd always be like some dude or lady with an Amazon parcel?
Why
like
the Domino's guy got a suitcase with him?
Exactly. Where's my pizza? That's what I was thinking, right? Like where's my pizza? Yeah. Don't worry, Stu. I won't hold it against you for years. It'll just be a little bit. MG has been following ZimTalk 5 for 7 years, and I don't recognize the name at all. Well, welcome, Nilam. Jesus.
Oh, how to feel loved.
How to feel loved. No,
well, to be fair, Twitch did flag it up as a first-time chat, so...
Oh, okay.
What? Oh, well...
He's a lurker, and you just called him out. How dare you?
Oh, yeah, how dare me. But clearly knew the commands and stuff. That's crazy. But no, that's what happens, though. Like, people will see me on Twitch and be like, who the fuck is this guy? Because they would have followed like 6-7 years ago.
I still do that now.
Yeah, I know. Jackass.
Anyway, back to the PSVR2.
So we were originally saying, how are you going to feel when it shows up? What are you going to play? I didn't really give my answer, but I don't think. Resident Evil 8 is one I'm going to play out the gates, which I've been cautioned specifically by Mike, but Mike's not got great VR legs. that it's a stomach churner. And that's fine because the first game did that to me. I mean, you were half disappearing into walls and there was black stuff, just like interfacing with your vision. It was messed up. I remember how much of a struggle that first one was. But
there's a lot of the game where it takes over your head movement, and that's a big
okay.
no-no in VR.
Like, I know it's a no-no in VR. I don't personally mind it. It doesn't hurt me. We'll see if this one does. I'm really excited for, like, as I said, just the dark levels, because I've been playing Quest for so long. And
want to see giant, sexy vampire lady, don't you? That's what it really is.
I'm sure that won't hurt. But that's not the reason. But I don't know. Like, I mean, I've played Far Cry 3. At the end of Far Cry 3 is awesome, man. The gamer in me loved that. I was right at the ripe age where I was like, okay, I'm ready for a proper hardcore sex scene in a game. And that's what it was.
Christ, yeah.
It was like either save your friends or have sex with the hot tribal chick. And I was like, well, the choice makes itself, doesn't it?
More about you this evening, haven't we?
It was great.
Friends or Nuki?
I don't know about your decision.
There's really no decision. But they animated the whole thing. Like, she's proper riding you, like, through it. And it's like, wow, AAA game? And it's like this. I mean, that had Voss.
Yes, did.
You remember Voss? Voss is like so good.
Did you do the Far Cry Diver to Insanity thing? Which was that had Voss.
Isn't that a location-based experience?
Yeah, I've done that one.
Was it good? I think so. You liked it.
It was really good. It was really good. The ending dragged out a bit. They could have tightened that up a touch, but other than that, no, it was a very good experience. Really good.
Stuart reminded me of the time when I had VR modded. I'll track that one down, Buck, at some point. But I don't get a chance for much location-based experience because, as Buck would say, I don't leave my house. But I do.
No.
Just not very often. GTA,
just
right?
The doorstep to the delivery guy. That's the only bit you leave my house.
I was getting a quick blowy in GTA, and then Karen walks in the room at the perfect timing, as always. That was beautiful. Adam, you were here for that, I think.
Yeah, that was a stream.
The first stream got nuked because of copyright music. I mean, it got copyright struck, right? Like the hardcore one, where they're like, "We're gonna kill your channel." And then the second one, I don't remember what happened. I think it also got. I don't think those are up anymore. I don't think people can see them. So I was tempted to run GTA again because it was really fun. And I haven't played GTA 5. And a lot of people have said to me, you need to do that. And to have a VR mod kind of makes it fun. But yeah. Horizon,
One of them
I'm going to wait. I've got a bunch of keys from devs. So I'm just going to kind of go through with people, they've keyed me. I'll play their games. And I'll just see what I like and what I don't like. And but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The hardware. I'm looking forward to the hardware.
Yeah.
The controllers, the facial haptics, and honestly just what the panel looks like, because I've been stuck in a Quest all this time. I haven't had a proper I don't have a proper, if I'm self-respecting here, a proper PC VR headset anymore. Right? My Rift S was my last one. And
was that proper, really, if we're talking about
maybe I should come visit you, Buck. Maybe we should just have a quick chat. I like the Rift S. I still have my boxed original CV1 that's sitting, waiting to be.
I've still got my Vive.
Sold.
I've still got my Vive and my Vive Pro, and yeah,
right there. That's a Vive. I don't know what I'm going to do with my Vive though. I figured the base stations might be useful, and the controllers. So like if we got that headset, the $1,000 headset, I could set it up, no problem. I have the stuff. I've got UK power here. Boom, boom.
You'd have to use Vive ones.
I know. That is the thing. That you'd be in this awesome headset with these shitty soup ladles. It would not be good.
No.
6th anniversary, Stu. Oh my God. Is it?
So come on. So what are you playing first? Come on.
Me. RE8.
Yeah.
Yeah, RE8.
Okay.
That's first. What was... God, it's gone out of my head now. Help me with titles. I don't even remember. We've been talking so long. Like, everything's gone out of my head. What else is on there? Oh, I definitely 100% want to play Demio, because again,
Yeah,
the visuals. I love that game.
I know you did.
Chapter 2, Saints
You
and
bought
Sinners.
it for me because you were so happy with
Naive.
it.
Yeah. It's okay. And yeah, what else?
Song in the Smoke.
Yeah, I will be playing that. It won't be probably my first week. I want to be able to spend time with that one because it needs it. It's a crafting game, and I have a very short fuse with crafting games, so I have to be careful. I have to feel in the mood. That's one of the ones that's like
you go one of two ways with those. You either become completely obsessed to the point where nothing else exists, or you're in and out in 10 minutes.
let's just be glad that Gadgeteer doesn't exist on this headset, because that would take me away again. I recently recommended it to somebody, and I felt like I was dealing drugs. I really did. It was like, here, enjoy this.
You also say, but also you need this guy to talk to you while you're playing it to give him my number.
Oh, I forgot about that. He's been gone ever since. He just showed up, talked me through Gadgeteer, and then left like a guardian angel. What was his name again, Buck? You're better with names than I am. Do you remember? Robin?
Well, yeah, Robin he sat through all of the streams, every single one.
Well, to be fair, you sat through most of them, or at least sampled them, you know?
I sat through like the last two, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because we were actually doing this. We were chatting away.
Because you were laughing your ass off while my save game disappeared. Fucking
3 hours of putting that together, and then your quest died on battery.
Only because
you literally just put the last piece ready.
It was so annoying.
And then it just lost everything, and I couldn't stop laughing.
It took me 2 hours to assemble the puzzle, or whatever, and then the last piece and the headset died. It didn't save because there had been low battery, and then I had to start all over again.
And I've been joking that it would do this for ages.
You had. It's so ridiculous, man. How did you call that shit? I don't know. But yeah, 21st of March, I think, is Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's launch. I don't think it's a launch title. Yeah. But it's confusing because it's a full month later. Yeah, it's a full month later. But I'm looking forward to that. And
Switchback. I'm looking forward to Switchback.
Yeah, which should be that's in mid-March, I think. That'll be good.
They haven't actually said.
They did. Yeah, they did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, just 2 days ago or whatever. This is what I'm saying, Buck. I have had to stay on top of, and this is part of why I was doing like a video series of Reddit hype and time capsule, because I wanted to know like how this journey would feel and be able to revisit that at some point in the future. Like, it's the same reason I recorded when we did the DK1, when we first tried VR for the first time. Recorded it just out of the whim of like, I'm probably going to want to watch this back for myself. And it's the same thing. And those end up sometimes being really good watches because you get to see like
16th of March for Switchback.
Yeah, the turning points. But every single day there's been like 10 new games announced. So it is not for lack of content. I'm still absolutely, having been through all of the VR launches, I've never seen a launch with this many good solid titles coming, for launch day or soon thereafter. Never.
They've learnt the lesson from what happened before, and they've seen what people like and that sort of thing. But again,
where's Bethesda? Where's Bethesda? Where's Bethesda?
Oh, they'll release Skyrim on it because Skyrim is the game that never dies.
I think so too. I don't think Doom's coming back.
Released.
I don't think Fallout's coming back. No. But I think if they don't do...
Oh, no, actually, I think none of it's coming back, thinking about it, because who owns Bethesda now?
Who owns Bethesda?
Microsoft.
Big Microsoft.
Oh, shit, you're right. They just got flamboozled. It's not coming. They're not going to... Yeah, that's the thing we're missing. The other one we're missing, Senua's Sacrifice, Hellblade. Hellblade would be... I wish...
That's owned by Microsoft as well now.
Exactly, right? Ninja Theory or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still think, and I know a lot of people think it's an impossibility, I really, really, really would love if Returnal would get VRified and come to PSVR2. I think that would be amazing. I really like, just I want to be in that world. But what else? Damn it, no Skyrim, huh? Damn it. That's okay. I'm actually, like with sim racing, I've put Skyrim to the side. I'm like, I've put my years into it. I've loved it. I'm ready to move on, you know?
I mean, it's not like it's impossible, but I wouldn't say it's likely.
And people say Half-Life Alyx, but what's your take? Yes or no for Half-Life Alyx on PSVR2? Is it happening?
I don't think it will.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. It's hard to say. It doesn't, like, does it serve Valve to do it? Only monetarily. Would they want it because it's a richer version of the game that they currently have? Would they want a richer version of their game launching on someone else's headset?
One game I think that might actually do better than it would usually is Synth Riders, because we have no Beat Saber yet.
Sorry, say that again.
There is
say that again. I think
Synth Riders will do better than it would normally.
Oh yeah,
because there is no Beat Saber.
Yeah, and there's no what's that quest title that the Americans love? Supernatural. And then you've got Fit XR. I hate Fit XR, but Fit XR. Is there any other?
There's no fitness game at all, is there? Kevin? There's
just
no VR
synth,
fitness
right?
thing. Just Synth Riders, but again, that's not really a VR fitness thing, is it? It's a rhythm game.
It's a halfway house.
Yeah, I know they have announced that Beat Saber is coming, but it's not a launch title, which I was surprised. Oh, Pistol Whip, actually. Yeah, that's a good point.
Pistol Whip. That's the one where you do your glutes, right? You get your squats in.
Pistol Whip is leg day.
Yep. Ah, shit. Okay, it's nearly 6 o'clock, which means I got to wrap it because it's my time to go grab the kids and give Karen a bit of a break. But lads, this has been an awesome chat. Thank you for hanging with me. We should do this more often. This was fun.
Yes, we should.
Yeah.
This is, and I didn't think it would make for like a great show, but I think the stream actually worked out pretty well.
Random
so.
WhatsApp messages at stupid times going, your media server doesn't work.
We're going to get more of that when they finally axe the US, with Netflix, because then I will have no other source of media. Dear Buck. And Mize, I'm glad your building didn't burn down.
Never does. Never does.
And Adam, you will get me in the air at some point soon, man. I have my throttle out, my stick, and I've cleared the space. Yes, Buck. I'm almost ready to fly. You sent me some guides, so I'll have to sort that out. We'll pen that in for like April because I think I'm going to disappear for a couple of weeks. The next thing I'm going to be doing, this was like the Last Supper, gentlemen, because the next thing I'm going to be doing is unboxing the PSVR2. I hope. Look forward to that.
I know what you did last supper.
I know what you did last supper. That's amazing. I want to rename this stream now. All right, Buck. Well, lads and ladies, thank you for watching. Thank you all for the lovely Discord chat, and I'll let you know if the headset's shit.
Could you imagine? Everyone goes, "This is just awful."
We should compare, Buck. We should totally compare, or maybe I'll just suck you into the unboxing.
Why don't?
Or something.
Well, why don't we? Yeah, okay.
We'll figure something out.
Is 20-second launch for you as well? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I
thing.
haven't. It's not shipping yet or whatever. So if it.
No, I haven't. Mine is currently because you also haven't bought it directly from Sony, have you?
We weren't able in Canada, but don't worry. Like they've got them in stores. Like they're sitting on shelves.
I just find
Canada.
it interesting that it was all done in different ways across the world, because mine currently says preparing to ship.
Oh, my dock is coming from Best Buy, and if I canceled my order with Amazon, I sure could get it. But anyway, that's one for the next stream. We'll talk, Buck, and we'll sort something out. All right. And if anyone else wants to join the conversation and interested in getting in, open community, discord.zimtalk5.com. Jump in. It's not been terribly lively, but you want to join? Come. Do. Jump on the show. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta.
Right.
At Wiedersehen.
And that's those guys. All right. That's me done. I'm out of here. Have a great evening. Karen, I'm coming upstairs. You better be ready. All right. Good night, everybody. Ciao, ciao. My numpad is no longer working. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. That's what happens when you have half a brain. Because the other brain is filled with hype. I'm coming for your hype. No. No. Feck. No. Feckin' exit. I turned the light off. Fucking hell. Every time. Every feckin' time. Good night. Why? What did I type? What did I type? What the fuck? I'm trying to type so you get words. Feck, I'm out of here. Bye.